going on? What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's happening? What's happening, man?
Good. It's a pleasure to be on here with you guys, be on here with you, and have a blast.
Got sorry Path couldn't be here.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon. Hope he's doing good. We'll catch him on the next one. What's up? What's up, Samurai Chris? How's it going? So how's it going, man?
I'm good, man. Nice to finally meet you.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure to meet you too.
And I'm glad we could do this. I'm super honored to get to be part of this, and Thor, and the rest of the guys for the Pic Bar have been doing is awesome, and I'm really honored to be a part of it. It's funny, I was watching some old streams today, and I didn't even realize back in January, on the January 25th show, that two different shots, like one of my photos and then one of my dios, both got mentioned by two different guys.
Oh, nice.
And then they were talking about, they're like, wait, I think that's the same dude. So it was like, it was a Toy Addict and who else did it? I can't think off the top. Oh, it was Unworthy.
Okay.
And Unworthy nominated one of my photos, and then Toy Addict nominated my dios, because I just got done around that time. I just done some tree stumps and stuff for him that with. So it was good and cool. I didn't even know what happened. Like, I was like, oh man, I missed out. These guys give me a nice shout out. So
yeah, it looks like the chat's going.
Let's see here.
Shout out to everybody that came to join us. I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, Ted Darklaw's in the building. What's up? Hella Dope Toys. Yeah. I give you props, man. Your dial's a serious business.
Well, I can't take all the credit for that. My beautiful assistant girlfriend helps with a lot of it too. And
oh, really?
Yeah, she does a lot of we kind of do a little assembly line kind of thing. Like I may do the design, and then she does some carving, and I do some carving, and she'll do some paint, and I do some paint, and she does some other things. So
that's awesome.
We actually work together quite a lot. So I can't take all the credit. She does a hell of a lot, and she's super talented.
Wow, that's awesome. I would have never thought. That's great. That's a good tag team, though. You guys knock them out together.
Yeah, and it's we've been having fun. We've been branching out on things. We started trying to make some cosplay stuff, and that's been fun. And it's cool because the photography stuff kind of lends itself into getting better at the dios.
Yep.
And as I get better at the dios, I get better at the photography. And then when we started doing the cosplay stuff, I took the stuff I learned from doing dios to do the cosplay, and then back and forth. So it all kind of feeds off each other.
Man, so you do a little bit of everything. You're doing the toy photography, because I recently went on your page and was like, okay, I followed you, but I didn't really, it's so many people that I don't really pay attention to everything.
Yep.
But you do great work. And then I messaged you the other day, and I had a brain fart. I'm like, oh, you're the guy I was talking to about the dioramas. I had listen, I have a newborn. So it's been crazy.
I'm surprised you're even awake now.
Oh, I'm caffeined up, man. So I'm good. You got a few hours in me before I crash.
Right. Where are you at?
I'm down in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're at least on the East Coast.
Yes.
All right. I'm down in Southwest Florida. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. I have family down there.
Good. Yeah. Where about?
In Orlando.
Okay. All right. That's about 2.5 hours north of me. I'm actually, we're going up there next weekend's the Orlando MegaCon.
Okay.
The guest list for that thing is through the roof.
Really? Who they got going on over there?
They got Hayden Christensen, almost the entire cast of The Mandalorian.
No way.
The entire cast of Daredevil, including John Bernthal, Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio. Entire cast of Cobra Kai.
Oh, nice.
There's so many, I can't even keep up with it. And then the list of artists, I mean, Frank Miller's going to be there. It's ridiculous, so it's gonna be really cool. So we got a couple costumes for that, and we're gonna go up, hang out for the day, and have some fun.
Nice.
Should be cool.
That's awesome. Wow, that's jam packed. Oh, look who's here. Hey, what's going on, brother? Two of the most talented, listen, man. I give all the props to Jedi, because after I just seen his latest dio, my jaw, I had to like wire it back in place.
Well, that's been a work in progress. It's slowly getting there back there.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, chat? Yeah, so Jedi was working on this dio. He was showing us over on the chat, and it was insane. Oh, that's it back there? Holy God, look at that.
Let's see if we can get a little. So
that is insane. Wow.
It's
So something that big, how long does that take you approximately to finish?
It honestly, it really depends, because with my work schedule, it's like trying to find a time to do it, and sometimes I can knock out some stuff really quick, and other times it's I got to stop and do little piece parts kind of thing. But I'll tell you, the more of them I do, and especially if something's similar, we definitely get faster at it. So it gets to be like brickwork and stuff like that. I know a lot of dio haters hate it, but we're getting it down where that part's pretty fast. We're just like, oh, some brickwork, no big deal. And then
I suck at
some other stuff. What'd you use for the greenery on the that's
a good question.
That was so it was some tabletop gaming stuff, and some fish tank stuff, and then just kind of weathered them up a little bit and cut them up into pieces, and it was what you can find that works, really. And,
let me tell you, I've tried my hand at doing these dials, and I'm doing the bricks on one, and I have this issue where I'm always like staring too close to something. So I'm like, oh, this shit's gonna be awesome. It looks good. I pan out, this thing's like all crooked and slanted, and all. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna poke holes in it. It's a broken wall.
It's a definitely, it was a learning curve for me, man. When I started to do the dial thing, just like the photography, I didn't know anything about photography. And the dial stuff, I'd always drawn, when I was younger and stuff. When I was in high school, I wanted to draw comics,
Nice.
That's my whole thing was if I get to draw Spider-Man one day, that would have been, the dream come true. And, life takes turns, and and about the time I graduated school was right when McFarlane started drawing Spider-Man. I was like, well, never mind. That the greatest guy ever is going to just so high,
Yeah, that was a hot time too.
So it was just like, whatever. And then, I dabbled in some stuff here and there over the years, but never worked. This is the real Jedi Jack here.
Awesome. Look at that. He made an appearance.
And
that's awesome.
And so when I started doing the dios and stuff, I was just like, oh, I'll try my hand. And I saw everybody else's stuff, and I was like, not that I thought I could do better. It was more like I just wanted to see if I could, and then I made one Star Wars one out of some scrap foam from a TV, packing and stuff, and it was cool, and it got the job done for the time. I recently just threw it in the garbage because I looked at it and
really?
Yeah, because I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, this paint job on this thing's horrible, I was like,
yeah, but you probably got better and better really fast.
Yeah, and it was just time, and actually just looking at a lot of other guys' work, looking at different types of painting, the guys that do the miniatures and stuff like that, looking at how they paint, just because it's so small. But there's a lot to learn from the guys that are really good, and then just looking at some of the incredible dio makers out there. I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, You got
Yeah, that's
Lawless
tons.
Studios, you know, Carver Customs, Liberty Customs. All those guys are just phenomenal. They do great work, and so every time, you know, they'll do something that kind of inspires me to try something else. And then I had a guy that out in California, who I said, hey, let me do a couple little diodes for you, you know. And so I sent him out to him, and he's like, dude, these are great, you know, you got to start, you know, doing commissions. And I was like, oh, we'll see, you know. And so I let it go at that, and it kind of just grew from there. And then you know, Path, man, he was so supportive of the photos and stuff, like right from the start.
He's the reason why I found your Dio page. He had gave you a shout out.
He's that guy's amazing, man. And you know, he did so much for me. I hit him up and I'm like, dude, you've like commented on all my photos like right from the beginning and always giving me attention. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but let me try to make a dial for you. Is there something you want? So I made him one. I made him this warehouse, and he was just like, dude, this is great, you know. And then it just like went from there. And then, you know, I get to where like right now I just kind of got caught up on dios. You know, I got a few orders that are just like sitting on the cusp of getting ready to finalize whether they're going to want them or not.
Nice.
But a lot of times, yeah, I'm usually like 2-3 deep, you know, trying to get them knocked out and stuff.
Wow. So you work on 3 at a time?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, wow. You know, if it's because there's some of them, you know, you may be waiting to like, you know, the paint's got to dry on that one, or the glue has to dry on that one. So, hey, while I'm doing that, I'll sit here and cut this one, or you know, with my partner, she'll go, hey, what do we got to do on this next one? She'll like, I was like, here, this one's, we've got, you know, 3 brick walls I need done. She'll take them and go carve them and, you know, get it, and then I'll give her the ones I was working on, and then I'll take those other ones and, you know, work on something else. And
I was laughing because you were really humble about the whole thing. So when I think we were talking about the dials, and you said, oh, you know, I'm still learning and trying to figure it all out. And then you said these pictures. I'm like, holy shit, this is like a set piece from Star Wars.
Hey man, I appreciate that, but I'll be honest with you, I'm making it up as I go. Literally, you know, everything's like trial and error, and some things come out and some things are just like, oh, that's awful. You know, I'm like,
yeah, well, you got talent, so it shows.
You know, I don't know. I don't know about that. It just, yeah, I think it's a whole lot of luck, you know.
I hear you.
But hey, let me, hopefully we'll start getting some more guys in the chat, but I want to do something for Path.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody is real familiar with, you know, what he's got going on, but anyways, his wife's had some medical issues this last, you know, couple weeks, and Pat's missed a lot of work because of that. And he's not a salary guy; he's an hourly guy, and it's tough to like miss a lot of work and still take care of your family and stuff like that. So I'm kind of proposing a little giveaway. I'll do a giveaway on a Fig, a pretty good one. I'll show it here in a second, but there's a caveat to it. So I don't care, you know, what anybody wants to, you know, try to throw his way. It doesn't have to be, you know, a whole lot of money, $5-10 here and there, man. Come on, less than the price of a figure. But if we can hit 500 to Path today, you know, before the end of the show, I'll give away a Fig to the person who donates the most to him. All right.
Nice. That's really generous.
And I'll give Bad Batch unopened Hunter that right now on the aftermarket is going for $150. So even if you give $25 and you're the most that donates to him, you know, you can win this Fig and sell this thing for $100 and you know, tripled your money back. So, you know, I think most of us have been in a situation before where it's like, holy crap, man, you know, I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills this, you know, week. And it's not, we're not asking for a whole lot of stuff. Just help the guy out, man. That guy's a super human being. And, you know, anyway, if you guys know him, start hitting him up. And then Path, if you're listening, buddy, whoever gives you the most, let me know. And that's who's getting a Fig.
That's awesome.
And if we go over 500, let's see. we go over 500, I'll come up with something, but maybe I'll do a free dial for anybody who wants it.
Nice.
How's that?
So how would we get that set up?
I don't know.
They said
Thor, is there anything you can do?
Send a link for the donations. There's got to be a way, maybe in between the show, maybe after, we can come up with a way to get a link or something going.
All right, let's figure it out. If anybody's got ideas, chip in, you know, because
Brandon's a great guy.
Yeah, and
a fellow brother of the community.
Absolutely, and freaking diehard, man. The guy's all over the place. So tell me more about you, man.
All right, so I recently got into toy photography about 3 years ago, give or take. So before that, I was just toy collecting. And, you know, during the pandemic, like everyone else, you get bored and you start finding new things going on. And I started realizing there's a whole community of people that are taking pictures and doing all this stuff. And I would always watch, do you know The Amazing on YouTube?
Absolutely.
I watch a lot of his videos, and at the end of all his videos, he would always take these cool shots. And I'm like, damn, man, this is really cool. And I got a lot of these figures. I would like to try this. So little by little, I started doing it and using my cell phone. And I think after about a year, I got a cheap camera and just started messing around, and it just kept going and going. And I've been taking it serious ever since.
That's awesome. It's kind of the same thing. You know, I was looking at doing some redecorating or whatever. And I was like, man, I had to get me some, you know, real nice collectibles, right?
Yeah.
You know, like Star Wars, Marvel and stuff. I've gotten that stuff, you know, for years, but I'd been out of like the hardcore kind of collecting for a long time. And so I started, you know, looking up stuff and seeing what was out there. And I kept seeing all these cool, you know, photos. And I'm like, I don't remember that from the movie or the show, you know?
Yeah, man, that's how I was.
You know, and like I started seeing it, they're like, oh, it's toy photography. I'm like, that's a thing? You know, I had no idea, you know? So I got a few and I'm like, well, maybe I'll try this, you know? And I started having so much fun with it that I was like, you know, I was like, this is a blast. This is so cool, you know? And same thing, you know, and I'm still using my phone. I do everything on my phone. All my photos are done on my phone.
Yeah, well, the phones now are really good. The cameras are not bad.
And it allows me, you know, what's kind of nice is I'm kind of like real free, like when I'm taking stuff, like I don't really like set up in one spot. I might have a specific angle or look that I want, but I'll move all around because I'll usually end up finding an angle I didn't even think of, like, oh, that's the one, you know, where I just moved it half an inch here and there all over the place.
I'm the same way.
You know, yeah, you know, and I just, the guys that can do like the static ones and be able to just set up their camera and just be like, this is the scene, click, and they get it. And I'm like, wow, I don't know how you do it. You know,
yeah, I can't.
I can't do that.
I'm like 50 shots in before I pick one.
Oh yeah, like I take 50 shots and like throw 45 of them away, and then decide out of the, you know, the 5 that I like that, you know, well, maybe I'll edit this one. You know, half the time I end up editing the wrong one, you know, and then I'm like, oh, we wouldn't even do that one, but oh well, you know, it's already done. So
yeah, I'll take like 40, 50 shots. You ever had this issue where it looks good on the camera and then I'll like put it on my phone and download it. I'm all excited and shit. And I'm like, oh man, let me edit this up. And then I take it on my phone and zoom in and it's blurry as hell. I shake a lot, and I got a tripod and I still shake.
I have the same thing. I'll take a bunch, you know, might be in a hurry or something. I'm like, oh, I got this great idea, and hurry up, set some stuff up, take some shots, and like, yeah, I got a good one in there, you know, and then go to look at them and go, oh crap, you know, they're all bad, you know,
and I'm still learning as I go. A lot of people are like, oh, what do you use? What's your setup? I'm like, man, if I only knew how to explain this to you, I would. I'm like a scientist. I just start messing with all the buttons and start trying to see what looks good. And
yeah, I mean, and I think that's sometimes like kind of the beauty of it, you know, where you're just like, you're not following any certain recipe. Like, you know, if, you know, all the greatest cooks in the world, like, you know, we've all got moms and grandmothers and stuff, man. They don't measure anything.
Exactly.
Just throw some stuff in, and then all of a sudden it tastes great, you know?
That's a good way to put it.
You try to follow directions from them. They're like, I don't know, some of this and some of that. And then you do this. And magic happens.
Yep. It's true. So real quick, I want to get into recent pickups with you.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have anything you're collecting at the moment that you really like? You're a Star Wars guy. I know that.
Well, it's funny, I started on Star Wars and I told myself, I'm just going to do Star Wars. I'm not even going to look at the Marvel stuff because I'm like, I'm not going down that rabbit hole because I know myself, right? Man, all it took was like one day I walked into Walgreens and they had the Moon Knight exclusive and it was $4.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, I'll buy it,
Oh, there you go. You fell right.
That was it. And then and actually I've stopped kind of on the Star Wars only because I think the Black Series has just kind of like gone downhill, man. They just every once in a while there'll be a really good figure, but some of the rest of them are just awful.
I actually sold off my Black Series collection recently.
Really?
Yeah, I just too many of the same guys over and over again. So I kept a few things. I kept the Falcon I have, but
cool. Yeah, I keep like my core stuff, but yeah, I'm not looking at unless they come out with something completely amazing. I'm probably not going to, pick it up. I'll still pick up Stormtroopers and stuff like that because you can never have too many Stormtroopers. But and then Path, that son of a bitch. I'm in bed one night trying to go to sleep, and he messaged me and he's like, dude, you ever think about doing like dials for like Mythic Legions and stuff? And I'm like, God. I haven't bought any, I'm trying to like stay away from them because I was like, I don't trust myself. And, I was like, I don't want to get wrapped up in another line. And he's like, oh, they're so cool. I was like, oh, I know they're cool. They look great. I see all the swappable stuff and, the way you can customize and it looks awesome. And he's like, so, I just ordered one for you, and it's it's shipping out tomorrow. I'm like, you son of a gun, And he did. He just went online. He ordered one and sent it to me, and then of course, I had to go buy a couple more. Then,
it's funny because he did the same thing with me too, and he sent me a really rare figure, and we just kept going back and forth, sending each other surprises. At one point, we would trade. And I would just throw in an extra 2 figures or an extra figure. And then he would do the same. And I did it again. And it just kept going. And that's awesome. Man, the Mythic Legions is a very dangerous rabbit hole.
And I'm definitely, I don't know if you keeping up on the Savage Crucible line.
Oh, I am. I am.
Man, that's what this dial is for. And that stuff just looks amazing. And those guys have done so much homework and research. Like they've put the work in with that stuff, man.
What's up? My bad. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I just started seeing all the chats going off. Yeah. So real quick, Savage Crucible. I've been keeping an eye on that, and it looks amazing. And the fact that you can blend these figures all together and just make your own world if you want to.
Yeah.
It's like insane. But going back to Mythic Legions real quick, it was really cool. Just putting this full circle, get into this community basically. And shout out, to Tuscan. He reached out and I forgot, it was a while back. He was like, hey, you should join this chat or whatnot. We got a lot of guys in here. And long story short, Blitz Figs, we all met up one day and we went to a toy show at the New Jersey Toy Con, and the Mythic Legions people are set up there.
Oh my. And
the figures are retail. They're not overpriced. Everything's And let me tell you, man, we left this place. I'm leaving with giant boxes. I come home and I'm like, holy shit, I spent $1,000. I didn't even realize it.
Right.
And it's never stopped. I'm, all the guys on the chat, they know. Yeah. All these guys, man, everybody's into it. It's crazy. It's nuts. Now they got the All-Star wave. I don't know if you've seen any of those.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any yet. So
yeah, I think I pre-ordered like 1 or 2. I can't even think of which ones off the top of my head, I got a couple of those coming. But yeah, I definitely went pretty deep on the Savage Crucible stuff. I just really like, I love the direction that it's going. I mean, hopefully everything pans out, you know, obviously, but, and I hope Mythic, you know, keeps going too. I mean, you know, as collectors and photographers, man, we're living in the golden age right now, man.
Oh man,
such great stuff. It
these
makes
guys
everything so much easier, you know.
Yep, and they're locked in. They figured out what we like, what we
Yeah.
want, and they're everyone's just banging them out left and right.
Yeah.
My
You know?
wallet is about to grow some legs and take a hike.
Yeah, I know that's like, even like, you know, my for the Marvel stuff, like I've been like trying to like just get the stuff that I really like, which is like more like street level guys, you know, Spider-Man, Moon Knight, Punisher, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, I mean, I love X-Men and Avengers, but they're not my like go-tos. Those weren't I bought those comics, but they weren't my cherished stuff, you know, when I was a kid. And, you know, it was, for me, it was all Daredevil and Spider-Man, you know, and man, and the stuff that's all coming out now with all that, I'm loving it. I mean, you know.
Yeah, Daredevil's the man.
Yeah, it's, you know.
But yeah, man, it's true. Somebody, I think it was Dark Claw just mentioned that the independent companies right now are the future, and it's true. These companies, these 5K toy companies. Have you seen some of this stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the group chats with a lot of these guys, and I'm like, okay, I'm not getting into this. Like, the Mesco Crow, I just recently got him. Blitzfigs, Green Geek, all these guys, Thor, they all posting all these pictures, and I'm like, shit, man. I don't know if I should get this. And I see these pictures. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go waste the money. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go broke. It's okay. I try so hard, but I just fall into every rabbit hole there is. But that's cool, man. You're doing a lot of the Marvel. I used to do a lot of Marvel stuff, but once I had my first kid, I kind of like slowed down a little. And now I'm like kind of just like same as you, just trying to pick off Spider-Man characters and just certain guys here and there.
Yeah, and then, you know, or do like I did, you know, when my kids were little, I back in, you know, the early Toy Biz days and stuff, I'd buy doubles of everything. And back when they did the when the prequels were coming out, all the Star Wars stuff, I bought doubles of that and threw them all in boxes.
Okay.
And put them up, and
you still have them?
My boy, when he got old enough, I was like, he already knew. This is all yours, man. And he's got he's got a killer collection, you know.
That's awesome.
You know, I mean, it was like, I mean, so much. There's even, you know, I was getting like the bigger ones when they had like Carnage and stuff that were like the 12-inch and stuff like that. And
the Marvel Legends?
They weren't the Legends, it was the Toy Biz, and then
they had Beast, right? And a few of the other guys.
Yeah, they had all kinds of them. Yeah, there were some pretty cool ones back then. You know, they weren't as cool as the ones now, obviously, but they were still, you know, for the time being, they were all right, you know.
I missed those prices.
Yeah.
Marvel Legends were how much? $7.99?
Like $6-7, something like that, you know.
Yeah. Like $50, you pick up a whole wave.
Exactly.
I don't even know. It's like 300 now. Spider-Man's like $90.
Yeah.
You don't know what Hasbro's prices. It's just a gamble. They'll just throw a dice and it landed on.
Yeah, it's like, oh, today it's going to be this much, you know.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that? Like, because a lot of toys are hit and miss now with the windowless packaging and all that stuff.
I don't like the windowless for sure. You know, I've got a couple of, you know, double hands and
really
backwards and stuff like that. And
I haven't experienced that yet. That's scary.
Nothing too horrible, you know, stuff that I'm just like, all right, whatever. But it's disappointing, you know. I don't, you know, I think for both sides, for like people who are out of the box collectors and photographers, and for the in the box ones, you know, if you can't see it, it's just a cardboard box, man. I want to know what I'm getting, you know.
And it's tough too for the guys that just collect in box, because imagine having all these figures and now all of a sudden it's like slap in the face. Now you can't have that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what's the point of buying it now? You know,
you can't see the imperfections on the figure or whatnot.
Right. And you know, how many times guys are getting ripped off, they're buying something and something else is in the box, you know.
That's like recently I just got this guy. This was the Japanese
Spider-Man.
Yeah. I just got him, And this figure was pretty cool. I wanted him for a while, but I held off. So I was like, you know what? It's a good time. I'll pick him up. I got a deal from him. But he has no articulation. He just has the old ab crunch. He doesn't have butterfly joints. He has no swivel whatsoever. What? It's like, look at this. There's nothing. It's just plastic. There's no swivel. Ridiculous. Nothing at all. At all.
You've already got 400 Spider-Man bodies, and you couldn't just painted it different and left it. I mean, that's lazy.
What's it gonna hurt to just add the butterfly joints if you already have the mold? I don't understand why. And this is like with all of them. I recently got that black and white Spider-Man. Same thing. He didn't have the new ab crunch like a lot of the new ones. And I was like, man, these guys, they're not cheap anymore. You know, these prices are going up, and some of these figures are not. They're not what they should be.
No, that's Hasbro. If you're listening, that's not cool, man. You need to up the game here.
Like, don't get me wrong. There's some really cool ones out there.
There are.
I feel like the X-Men 3-packs and all that stuff. It's been really good. But I don't know. Like, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and that really like bothered me.
Oh yeah.
You know, to spend almost $30 on a figure and
get it and just be disappointed. You know.
Yeah.
Great. I got a statue. You know, it's like buying the early McFarlane stuff, you know, or the current McFarlane stuff. I shouldn't say that. Some of their stuff's pretty cool, you know, from what I've seen. I actually don't own any.
That Batmobile sold out. Like,
oh yeah, you know, I saw that. You know.
Oh yeah, McFarlane's it's I don't know a lot. I would let I'll let Blitz talk about that later if he ever gets on at the end. But McFarlane is a huge hit or miss sometimes.
Yeah. If there's any of you guys out there that want to jump in to fill in for Brandon here for a little bit, you know, if Thor can make that happen, you know, we'd love to have another.
Oh hell yeah!
Here,
yeah, we didn't grab a third guy, but if anybody wants to jump in and hang out for a little, definitely feel free. And real quick, let me.
You're right, bro. That Hasbro is definitely opening the door for the Kickstarter lines. You know, every company that does something, you know, wrong is just making it easier for everybody else to like go. Hey, you know, this is what we want to do. That was like I hate to keep harping on it, but that Savage Crucible, like what they did was they looked at, they're like, well, hey, you know, nobody's doing stuff like this with articulation that, you know, like other you know, like Japanese brands and stuff have. So that was their whole thing. Then not only making them cool, but giving them the articulation, you know, plus the detail and the paint apps and everything else. And I just think they're just going to blow it out of the water when those things.
Oh yeah. You could see the writing on the walls already. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
And from some of the live videos and things I've seen, they've been at this for years already.
Yeah.
So this first series, even though it's kickstarting, it's almost done.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're ready to rock, you know, and like, you know, the guy in charge of it's already, you know, he does that for a living, is like, you know, getting, production for companies and stuff like that. So they already know what to do. It's not like they're lost. I mean, they got one of their designers, I think one of the sculptors, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but that sculpted some of the lizard men for their line.
Oh, those look really cool.
That's what she does. She's like a biologist, like that research.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she researches like reptile life in the Amazon. Like that's her real job.
That's crazy.
And she sculpted these on the side, so actually she knows what they look. You know, so like, wow, yeah. That's just insane. Like, you know, you're not taking somebody like draw a lizard, you know, that has no idea what a lizard looks like. You know, this is somebody that like does it for a living. Yeah. I just think that's really cool, man.
It's awesome to see, because it's like, first I remember finding Plunderlings. I don't know if you've seen those. Smaller figures. I met those guys a few times at toy shows, and they're an independent company. And I picked up a few of those, and I was like, man, these are not toys you could find in Target and stuff, and these are really good. So it kind of like opened up my eyes to checking out all this other stuff. And they got the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, those are really cool. I don't have any, but I'm planning on picking up a set because everyone's posting all these pictures and the articulation's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they have that.
Yeah. I gotta pass on them. They're just like,
it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
Just, you know, yeah. I got enough.
Listen, I have enough too, and I'm an addict. And it's like, if you put it in front of me, I'll take it. I could only say no for so long.
Heck, man, I got so many unopened things, you know, and it's not stuff that I don't want to, you know, I'm not putting off opening. I just haven't got to it yet, you know, because I like
cool?
my older stuff, or I just get used to, or just like, oh, I know what this fig can do, and you know, I know how to compose them up. And so let me ask you, on the photo stuff, how do you come up with your ideas?
Oh man, so I have a very weird process. I just flow. I'll literally be walking around and I'll see something that catches my eye, or a TV show. Like for instance, I was watching an animation and I saw the character posed a certain way in the animation, and I'm like, oh man, that's pretty cool. I would like to incorporate that in one of my shots. And just simple things like that. I do everything on the fly.
Okay.
I'm very weird. I just like whatever I'm feeling that day is what I do.
I got you. No, it's not. I don't know if you saw this, but Michael B. Jordan was talking about for the latest Creed movie.
Yeah,
and he's a huge anime fan.
Oh, and I heard about that.
So a lot of the fight scenes he wanted them to come right out of anime cutscenes, you know. Yeah. So like some of the punches and the blows and stuff are like right out of anime, and I just thought that was just so cool to, you know, to have a different take and a different viewpoint. I thought that was just awesome, man. What a great way to like incorporate your own style into it, you know, of using somebody else's things that inspired you.
Yeah. It's true. They just mentioned that Vegeta is his favorite from Dragon Ball Z. And there's a scene in the movie where they do that double punch, and that's from Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I caught that. That was pretty cool.
The movie. I heard it's, you know, pretty damn good. So
yeah, it looks good. I haven't seen it either, but I've seen some scenes. It looks pretty cool.
Toy Addict, what's up, man?
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? So yeah, I showed the Spider-Man. He was a letdown. So that was one of my recent pickups. I also dabbled into something I was hoping not to ever dabble in, which was Super 7.
Okay.
So they created the Thundercats a while back, but recently they have the classic LJN style versions.
Nice.
So I dabbled and got one, and his articulation isn't that great. He's single jointed, so he doesn't really get much. He's not like a double jointed like a Figuart, SH Figuarts or anything. But man, I'm a sucker for all this stuff, like all the 80s cartoons and Voltron and all that stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my wife's like, leave that shit alone. There's a $500 Thunder Tank. Do not look at it. Just stay away from it. It's not for you.
Yeah, I haven't dabbled in any of that. I've seen them all, and I think, you know, some of them are great, you know, and just like some of the Masters of the Universe stuff, you know, looks great. They got so many different lines of that.
Yeah.
You know, some look like the classic 80s ones. Like I remember when those first came out, you know, and then later on down the line, you know, when it got so much bigger, the same thing. They've done the same thing with Transformers, man. I remember buying the first Optimus Prime, what, 1984 or something like that, you know, and I remember that being so cool. But then I saw like pictures of it, what it actually looked like back then. And I was like, man, I don't remember it looking that lame, you know.
Have you seen some of the new ones? The shit transforms by itself.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's just nuts.
You can talk to it.
Yeah, you get an actual transformer now. You know.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Trying to see what else. So yeah, I got into that, and this was something I recently got as well.
I got that, man. I got that in my pile of loot. I'm waiting to pull the trigger.
Let me tell you, I give this figure 5 stars. I really feel like NECA went above and beyond. Just the paint on this figure. The fire comes off. He has a real links on his belt to remove his swords. He has the pouch. He has the sheath here. And I got him because I figured he fit in with Mythic Legions. Yeah. Put him on the shelf. I don't have the other guy, but I got him so far, and I think you'll like him.
I know. I had the original back in the day. and
Okay.
it was like one of my favorites. You know, he used
Yeah.
to kill. That guy used to kill a lot of GI Joes when I was a kid.
So if
And
you had that one, you're gonna love this one.
and so when I saw them come out with that, I was like, oh, I have to have that. That's
Oh yeah.
definitely a buy.
It's funny. I was talking to Path about this, and he mentioned it'd be nice if they can, now that they got those guys out the way, we could get some monsters, because there's some serious beasts and all this craziness Dungeons and Dragons has.
I'd love to see some really, really cool monsters, man. That'd be those I wouldn't mind paying extra for if they're big and really cool.
Yeah, and you know NECA doesn't play around. So lately they've been firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, they got some great stuff, man.
You do turtles?
No,
good for you. You know, I recently calmed down with good for you, man.
Not because I got enough. Yeah,
I hear you.
You know, I always see the different stuff, and sometimes I'm like, man, to get a couple, and I'm like, man, don't start another rabbit hole, you know, or you're just like, because you know how it is, you get one, you're like, well, I got to get two, and then I got to get the whole team. Now I need some bad guys, and
yeah, and right now that haulathon is like is killing me, man, because my kid was just born a few weeks ago, and this haulathon dropped, I think, the day after my wife gave birth. So I'm just, hanging out in the hospital room and going through my phone. I had some free time, and I'm like, oh my God, haulathon. NECA dropped like 15 to 20 figure sets at Target of turtles. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have any of it. I just like left it out right now. But it's nuts, man. These companies are just like dropping stuff left and right. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it's nice that there's so much out there. But yeah, if you're like an all-in collector, man, you're rich.
Yeah, that's why I dabble. I just, I just can't do it anymore. It's too much. So yeah, in the chat, what are you guys collecting right now? What's some of your favorite lines that have been dropping some heat that you guys are interested in all the time that you can't stay away from? Super 7 was able to get it. Okay. Man, Super 7, what they got going on? They got GI Joes right now. They have Thundercats. They just got Silverhawks. That's another classic show.
Yep.
I'm not touching that. I'm staying away from that.
I know they did Valaverse, man. There's another.
Oh, I'm heavy into that.
Yeah, those figures are really, really well done. I only got a few of them, but man, they're really well done, man. That's another company that really did their homework and knocked it out of the park, man. And they keep improving. Like all their stuff just keeps getting better.
Yep, and they just had a sale too. They had one of their figures for like $12.
Jeez.
I think right now, HelloDollToys.com has a sale. I think buy one get one. 15% off of their Valaverse figures.
Jeez.
But yeah, there's some sales to be found out there. Blitz said Storm Collectibles and Mythics. Let me tell you, man, I have no Storm. I think I have one Storm Collectible, and God bless my heart, man. This guy's just pumping out shots left and right, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't buy this.
Don't look.
I'm like, no. What's that movie where they were blindfolding each other because they couldn't see it? That's how I feel. I'm like, no. But yeah, man, I just enjoy the toy community and just, like to see what everybody's buying and all the cool stuff they come up with, because there's a lot of creative people out there, man.
Yeah, they are, man. Some of these guys do some amazing stuff. And I mean, they're all inspirations to me, because like, I'll see somebody do something and I'm like, wow, it looks phenomenal. Like, how to get that figure to look that good, and
the Bird Box, that was
Bird Box. There was it.
Yeah. I remember coming across a dio you did. It was a deli. You did like the whole deli scene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I need to have one of those from you at some point.
Right.
I need to get a commission going, because that thing literally blew me away. I was like showing everyone like, oh my God, you got to see this.
Yeah, that was like, and again, man, like I'm not lying when I say like I'm making it up as I go. The guy said, I think it was for man, I'm trying to think of the guy. He's not on all the time. I don't even see him post too much stuff. But he's like, yeah, I want to, a fire escape, and then can you put like a storefront, down at the bottom? I'm like,
yeah, you had
sure.
a fire escape. How the hell did you make that?
That's trial and error.
It looks so real.
Trial and error, and I've gotten better at doing them. Like the first ones I did just because I was trying to like help, keep the cost down for the guys buying them to for shipping to make them smaller. I was making them so they like broke all the way down. So like the railings came off, everything came off. And
so you use magnets, right?
Yeah, I was using like
magnets.
And now I've been doing them like just solid and just because like it was so labor intensive to like try to do all the magnets and like taking everything apart, and like there was so much engineering in it, and I was just like, this is. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't make anything half the time when I make a dial. If I make a profit, it's like $5. By the time I get done, by the time with the time I spend and the materials and stuff like that,
it's a lot of work.
It is, but it's a lot of fun, and when I started doing it, when I started doing it, I wanted to do it to also have this isn't taking anything away from any of the other dial makers, not whatsoever, but I seen some of them that were so expensive that I'd be like, okay, well, if you got somebody that's like, working and they got a family and this, and they're just trying to do this on the side as a hobby, man, trying to buy like one little dial for $400 is just like,
it can be pricey. It can be
pricey. So I was like, maybe I can make stuff and just, make it, reasonable for somebody to be able to take some photos and do some cool stuff with. And, I love the fact that like, people get some of my stuff and they're happy. Like, they use it on stuff. And like, I think it's Richard's Customary Vision. I was scrolling the other day and like I seen one of his shots. So, he always does awesome stuff anyway. And I seen one of his shots and I'm like, man, that's really cool. I'm like, that background's pretty cool too. And I was like, wait a minute. I made that. I was like,
that's awesome.
He got for me,
That's cool.
And there was somebody else I seen today. I seen their photo, and then I looked in the background. I'm like, oh, that's another one of my dials.
Isn't it crazy that you could be scrolling and you see that, and it's like, if that doesn't give you a shot of like adrenaline, like, oh man, this is, because that's so awesome to see somebody take what you put your hard work and just create like an environment out of it, and all this.
That's why I love like Path stuff, because like that first warehouse I did for him, he's used that in so many different ways that I never even thought of. Like, it's just amazing. Like, he's used it for like Punisher stuff and like, just dark and gritty. And next thing you know, he's got wrestling figures and it looks like it's backstage behind a wrestling ring. And I'm like,
that's how he got
about that. And I'm like,
I do a lot of wrestling stuff. And he's like, hey, Frank, real quick, check this out. And he's showing me your dial. And I'm like, oh man, this is really cool. Who did this? And he's like, oh, go follow him. He gave me your other account. And I'm like, oh man, I'm just going through your pictures. I'm like, this is insane. Like, insane.
Man. I appreciate it. Like I said, we're making it up as we go.
Hey, keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
Like I said, this one back here, I don't even know how we pulled it off, honestly. Like, I'm still kind of amazed by it when I'm just looking at it.
Is that something personal you did for yourself?
No, I did that for the Savage Crucible Dio contest.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I got to submit the photos for it here in the next couple of days.
Incredible.
Just
that dome piece you put. I don't know how you do it.
Let me see if we can get a better shot for everybody. I don't know if I'm going to have enough light.
Listen, it doesn't get more badass than that. That's insane. That's really cool.
We did the water and stuff, and I mean,
you have like snakes wrapping around the pillars.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was all my girlfriend, man. She molded up that snake head. She molded the snakes around the pillars.
Shout out to her, man.
She did all that work. She's on here watching, and yeah, she does it. I couldn't do half the stuff I do without her, man. She does. If you ever see any of the stuff, the graffiti on any of the buildings on my dials,
she's done that too. Wow,
that's all her. She freehands all that stuff.
Insane.
You know,
shout out to her.
Just with paint markers and stuff like that, and like she keeps getting better at it. Where I'm just like, damn, that looks amazing.
That's insane that you guys could work together and have like completely different strengths to come together and do something like this.
Yeah, I'm thankful for her, and she, you know, together it just makes it, you know, so much more fun, because there's like days we'll get together on like a weekend and like there'll be 2-3 hours where we're just both working on stuff, and she'll be working on one thing, I'll be working on another. You know, like on this one, just like the past week or so, she was putting on like all the moss and stuff like that, and she's like, well, where do you want it? And I was like, knock yourself out, you know, you put it, you do it. And I'd be working on something else, other part of it, and we just work together, and it's great, man. You know, we have a lot of fun doing it, and then when we get to see, you know, the photos and stuff, and it's really cool, because I almost wish she would start doing the photography stuff, because she actually went to school for being a photographer. So
she should be able to do all this.
Yeah, you know, and she's like, nah, you know, but she's actually really good, because like even when she takes just random photos on her phone of like the sunset, it looks amazing. It looks like a painting or a poster. And I'm like, so like, how do you do that? You know,
that's awesome, man.
So
she's a heavy hitter, man. She's doing it all.
Yeah, I'm very, very thankful for her.
That's awesome.
You too.
He's making, man, I have 2 giants upstairs sleeping. I didn't want to bring them down because these dogs, forget it, they'll cause an earthquake down here. I have a Saint Bernard and an English Mastiff.
And these guys, that's a lot of dog.
They're like 200 pounds each.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You got 2 horses, man.
Yeah, unfortunately. I never planned on this, but yeah, I have them. They're eating me alive.
Yeah, Bree, you're right. I know. Just like you told me this morning, we got to start documenting with video and pictures when we're building.
So is there anything like dial wise that you always wanted to make you guys haven't touched on yet?
I mean, there's probably a lot, you know. I you know, again, Path pushed me into doing like the castle stuff, and I had kind of wanted to do it, but I kept thinking, well, you know, I keep doing like buildings and street scenes, and that's what people ask for, or like Star Wars stuff, like hangars and stuff like that.
Yeah. And, that seems to be like the hot stuff everybody
wants. You know, and I definitely wanted to do like bigger castles and stuff like that. And then that, I don't know if you saw that recent dungeon I just did for Path.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, that thing, I'm really proud of that.
Maybe I have. I'm not sure. Maybe I have.
He did a couple of reels on it, you know, when I got it to him and stuff, and he was pretty happy with it.
I've seen it.
And
that was awesome. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind doing some other really cool stuff. I got some ideas for like some spiral staircases and stuff like that, and you know, something real intricate. But the thing is most of my stuff, I try to think when I make it, not only for it to be usable multiple ways for photos, instead of just like a set piece, you know.
Yeah.
Something I want to be able to like shoot it from as many angles as possible. But then I also think about, okay, how can I make it so that this thing can be broken down and put away or shipped? You know, how
that must be hard to do, because you got to like come up with all these ways. I just glue the shit together and call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I wish I could do that. You know, it'd be like, here you go. Here's this giant 4-foot box. You know, it's just, you know, it's so like half the time, like when somebody requests something, I'll draw something up. But like as I'm doing the sketch work for it, I'm like, okay, I can make this piece here and make this piece and then put these two together and do it. And, you know, and like, most of the work on the dial, I will tell you hands down, at least for me, is the engineering of it. Like how can I make this thing like this one over here? This whole thing breaks down to like a little pile.
Okay.
You know,
that's awesome.
And it's 2 feet wide, it's 2 feet long, and probably almost 2 feet high, and the thing breaks down to like nothing,
that because you could always just put that on a shelf, take it out,
yeah,
use it,
and
put it
that's
away.
what I was thinking, like anybody that like does stuff is, like taking photos, they get, maybe you got 3-4 dioramas, well, man, nobody's got enough room to set all those up. You got to make it have a space where you can be able to like stack them up, put them away, and stuff like that. So that's the kind of thinking I put into every time I'm designing one out for somebody.
Sure. So when you did that deli scene, that whole fire escape that came off.
Yeah, the fire escapes came off, and then the building face itself was one solid one. And I just did another fire escape and building. I probably build that piece or similar ones to it more than anything else. I probably get more requests for that than anything.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And, I just did one, and he wanted it to be, because most of the time I just do the building face. Like it doesn't have a base. This way you could set it up wherever you want. Well, this guy wanted 1/12 perspective. He wanted a sidewalk, and he wanted it to be able to sit on it. So I was like, okay, how can I figure out how to make it do that and still be able to ship? Because if the base is really wide and it's
yeah.
So basically, I set it up so it not only magnetizes to the sidewalk, but it's got pegs, so the whole thing just slides down on top of the base.
Oh.
And then when you're done, you take it right off the base, and then the base sits on top, and the fire escapes come off, and so then it's stacks up a little bit nicer.
That's smart.
Yeah, it was just like, and a lot of it's just like troubleshooting and like, okay, how can I do this? And like come up with one way, and then look at it and say, well, I don't know if that's going to work.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the rough part is like coming up with it after you've done all the work. Like it's already painted, it's already carved, and all of a sudden you're like, how do I do this now?
Yeah.
And sometimes I got to look at like other things. I've looked at like other toys or other dios or anything that like breaks down into like multiple pieces, and like, okay, how'd they do it? How'd they manufacture that? And then come up with ways to do that.
And you use the stuff from Home Depot, right? Like the pink foam.
Yeah, I use the pink foam and stuff like that. And then like a lot of the stuff that we use for the sculpting and stuff is a moldable foam that's used for a lot of like cosplay costumes and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
This way it stays nice and light. It doesn't weigh, because if you try using like clay and stuff, it's really heavy.
Yeah.
By the time it dries out. So like this moldable foam, it's the one brand I use is FOMO. And it's mostly for cosplay stuff, but we're using it on the dials, and it's working out fantastic, and we're going to be able to use it for so many other things. We're really looking forward to doing that. Yeah, we got there's always the other ideas coming and going, and some people just hit me up. They're like, hey, I was kind of thinking of something like this, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll get it done. I'll figure it out, and if I can't, and like what I do with like my dio orders, like with the big ones, I didn't used to at first, but I got stiffed on a couple, which is fine. But I mean, that's just going to happen. But so what I do now is like, I come up with a design after somebody, gives me what they kind of want, and I'll do a sketch up and go, all right, something like this. And they're like, yep. And I'm like, all right, if you want me to move forward with it, I just take like a $25 deposit. That's it.
Oh, of course.
That's all I'm asking. That gives me money for supplies. And then I do the whole build. And then when it's done, if you approve of it and you want it, then, you pay me the rest and the shipping, and I send it on out. If you don't want it, no biggie. I got a dio,
Yeah.
So
you don't get burned at the end.
Yeah, that way too. I'm not going in the hole all the time on materials and stuff like that. Because I had there was 1 month, man. I think I had like 3 or 4 dios that I did and got burned on every single one. But at the same time, it left me with 3 or 4 dios to be able to use for myself. So
gotcha.
And I'm just like, well, throw it in my dio pile now, because I don't ever have time to make any for myself.
Yeah. Do you sell like on Etsy or eBay or anything like that?
No, I've just been doing it just on Instagram, you know, just within the community and stuff like that. Because I try to like get the guys like, you know, that hopefully like are all in like minded and stuff like that. And
For sure.
maybe,
Yeah. To talk to everyone.
yeah, and maybe someday I'll like, you know, put it on Etsy or eBay or something like that when I like want to reach out more or have more time to build, you know.
For sure.
Because right now I got to keep it, you know, somewhat under control. You know, the last thing I want to do is have like 10 orders deep and like, you know, somebody waiting months to get it. I don't want to do that to somebody.
That was my next question I wrote down was how long does something like let's say like just the wall with the deli and all that per se, like how long did that take you?
Usually a couple, like 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Like, but that's like that. Not working every day though. That's like, you know, maybe a day or two that you know, each week, you know, where I get enough time to be able to do it, and that's even getting faster, you know, and stuff like that. You know, we're definitely picking up our speed and our turnaround time. And what is, buddy? So it's always hard to like figure out how long one's going to take. And you ship to Canada? Sure, I'll ship to Canada. You just gotta cover the shipping.
He's no joke. He has like some serious Mythic Legion shots.
Yeah, I know. He's seriously talented.
But I wanted to learn how to do trees, and a lot of people were showing me how to do them, and I just never had the time to do them.
Oh yeah, you know, I've done like a few like tree trunks and stuff. Toy Addict, you know, I did a couple for, and
Nice.
And there's definitely ways that like I'm thinking like, oh, how can I improve on that? You know, I got some different ideas now how to like do some different stuff, make them a little bit more intricate or add to it. You know, the guys that can do like a lot of like 3D printing and stuff like that, that's a big thing. I wouldn't mind getting the 3D printers to be able to do like mostly things that take time, like your doors and window frames and little things like that.
That's what Blitz does. We went to Legion's Con and we're walking around and there was some crazy dioramas over there. And some of them were for sale, some of them weren't, but they were really expensive.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a castle. He's just like, then like a couple of days later, he made this whole fucking castle with 3D printed chairs and windows. I'm like, man, everybody has like a talent. I got a 3D printer, and I almost like took my eyes out. I almost turned blind using this thing. Because I got this thing, and I don't have the filament one. It's like the liquid resin.
Oh, yeah, the resin one.
And you know, I'm the kind of guy. I'm gonna wing it. Let's just figure this out. And the instruction book out the window. Let's.
That's all hardcore chemicals, man. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, I read like 2 pages of this shit. I said, you know what? I could do this. We got this. I start rubbing my eyes. I got liquid everywhere. The next thing you know, I got like a little rash on my face. I said, you know what? I had a nosebleed one time because I'm like standing. You know, I've never had this, so I'm like really interested in watching this thing be made. And little did I know, I did the file wrong because you're supposed to put support beams on everything, and I did not do that. And me being the jackass that I am, I'm sitting in front of this thing right in the window like a 5-year-old kid with a nosebleed coming down my face, just inhaling all this. And 2 hours later, nothing came out. It just I think I made like a garbage can in a treasure box and I put it in storage. I didn't want to kill myself.
Wow. Yeah, I can see that.
Unfortunately, you know, and then I figured, you know, this stuff's giving me a nosebleed. I can't have my 3-year-old smelling this stuff.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have ventilation in the basement. It was just everything I did was just like not a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't want to blow up my house.
Find somebody to trade that one off and get the filament one. Might be a little safer.
Probably, right? That would have been a good idea. I'm walking around rubbing my face. I got all this liquid. It was a disaster. I'll just sit back and watch Blitz do his thing. He's making doors and windows and all kinds of stuff.
You ever do any like custom figs?
I used to. Before I had my kids, I used to do a lot of wrestling customs.
Okay.
I'm big into wrestling, and I used to do customs, and at some point I started selling them to people like commissions, and I stopped because it was just too time consuming.
Okay. Yeah, I know that's like some of the customizers out there that are incredible. Like that's like another full-time job.
Oh,
man.
yeah, and there's some guys now, they're using these 3D printers to just come up with all these head scans, and I was just painting figures, swapping parts and painting. I got pretty good at like painting certain things, but not like what they're doing now. This is like on a whole nother level.
No, some of those guys are just ridiculous. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
see it and you're just like, I don't even know how you did that.
Yeah, for sure.
The molding and the sculpting, and then and the 3D parts and the painting. And I mean, I did this Daredevil. I think I used it for a couple shots.
I just checked out that shot. You made that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like I forgot whose legs they are, and then it was like a Quicksilver top, and then it was a 3D printed head, and then I wrapped basically kite string around the gloves and stuff. But I was pretty happy with it because I couldn't find one anywhere, and
Hasbro never made that figure. I never understood why they didn't.
Yeah, and Mezco, I think it was Mezco did one.
They did one, and it's really expensive.
Yeah,
it's
and
really
I was
hard
like,
to get.
I'm not. That's just way out of my league, And I don't know if you've seen the Marshall Geek. He did one. He used the Valaverse figure for it.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And it's got soft goods on it. It's got like the hoodie and everything, and it's awesome. And he can get, because those Valaverse figures are so good at posing, man. He gets those awesome fight poses and stuff.
Yeah, they have butterfly joints and all kinds of
cool stuff. And they're solid. You know what I mean? Like the figures are made well. It's not like they got nice, not tight joints, but just tight enough. And,
listen, the first set that came out, the plastic was too tight.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I like cut my finger like really bad. The joints wouldn't bend. I would put hot water on them to loosen them up. And about 20 minutes later, they go solid again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he improved on that. He fixed that. A lot of the newer figures are not like that.
That's
solid, but
that's what's cool about that company. He pays attention to what's going on. Like he's on top of it,
And they got that truck coming too. He just teased that truck.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to start saving money for that.
You got to work overtime or something,
Oh yeah.
Sell a couple more pigs, or sell a couple more dios.
Oh yeah, that truck's gonna be a heavy hitter for sure. Yeah. You could fit 6 figures in there.
Jeez.
It had a cup holders and everything.
I know, it's all there. Like it's got cup holders. That's
Jesus Christ.
What?
Yeah, 6 figures, man. 6 figures. I couldn't believe it. And he said you could pop one guy on the back. There's gonna be like a gunner station.
Oh, like a gunner station? Yeah. That's pretty cool.
It's cool because it's that vehicle. I seen it. It's in a movie. It's a real vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a Resvani or something like that. Okay. This it's an actual vehicle you can test drive and go drive around. It's like a new, it's like a futuristic looking military vehicle.
Oh,
and it's real. Yeah, it's a real company. And this guy just took the blueprints from that real vehicle, got the license, and
that's awesome.
Putting it in the toy line.
That's awesome. You got any figs coming out that you're excited about, or?
Oh yeah. So for Valaverse, I did get the female wave that came out.
I have those, and I'm mad.
And those girls, let me tell you, it's not, they set the bar. I'm not crazy into female figures. Like, I don't know. I have a lot of the older Marvel Legends, and they're not that good. Like the joints, they're single jointed. So I was kind of used to that. But once I got these in, I was like, oh man, he really went all out with some of these figures, and he set the bar. But things I pre-ordered, I'm trying to think. I know I have a few things on pre-order. Man, I can't. I just like went blank. But yeah, there's tons of figures. I recently got this guy. Oh, I have his partner on pre-order. I don't know if you've seen this guy. This big ass crocodile.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's crazy.
He comes with a comic book. This is from Fury Toys, so they're like bounty hunters.
Okay.
This guy's a brick. He's you could throw this at somebody. Yeah, this thing's like 5 pounds. But yeah, he came with a comic book that was pretty cool, and he has his partner is coming out. So his partner, I believe, is like a werewolf. So
Okay.
the werewolf's coming next. I got him on pre-order on Big Bad.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
those are really cool.
Oh, and I have some Mythic Legions on pre-order. I have the book 2 for the Cosmic Legions.
Okay.
I believe I pre-ordered those a while back, but I did miss the All Stars.
I stayed away from the Cosmic one. I was like, nope, not going down that road.
He just showed some new ones too. They just showed a whole set.
I know. It's
yeah, it's tough.
I'm glad. I'm so glad all these companies are making awesome stuff. It's great because you can get whatever you want, that whatever you're into, it's out there.
We're living in those golden ages right now.
Yeah, it's incredible right now. I just think it's so nice to be able to get whatever you want, and the quality is definitely going up. There's some that we all get disappointed in, but for the most part, man, we honestly can't complain about most of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And even anything I complain about, like on Hasbro stuff, I still can't, you still can't beat the fact of like how good some of the figures are.
Oh yeah, that's some really good ones.
For what you get for the $20-$25, they look good, they last, they don't fall apart. Some Mezco stuff and some SH Figure Art stuff, some of that looks fantastic and really, is really cool. Or like Mafex, some of it looks really good, and then like you mess with it a couple times and then the arm falls off, and it's just like, whoa, that sucks, and I've never had that happen with like the Hasbro stuff. I don't have like an elbow just break, randomly.
Yeah, I haven't had too many of those issues myself either.
I've got I had like a Mafex, I think it was like the Ben Reilly Spider-Man.
I own 0 Mafex. I'm like
they're great.
They look amazing. I want them.
Look great. But man, the pegs and stuff are so small. I'm always like nervous that like as soon as I switch out a hand, it's gonna break, or
really?
Yeah, I'll move it a certain way. I'm just like, oh, don't fall apart, and they can get great poses, when you nail them. But
which one do you have?
I've got the Ben Reilly, I've got the black suit Spider-Man, and I've got the comic paint Spider-Man, which is my favorite Spider-Man figure out of all that I own.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
That's my favorite. Let me grab it here.
If there was one to make me get into that line, it's definitely that one. But yeah, guys in the chat, you guys seen that the new Mezco Gwen Stacy? I was not digging her head scan. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I just love that comic colors.
Yeah,
like
that's dope.
It was, and this guy's awesome. That's probably my favorite Spidey fig that I got.
That is badass. Super cool. Yeah, Mezco just dropped the Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
And she looked cool, but I don't know. I wasn't digging the extra face scan and all that stuff.
Face scan looked a little weird.
It looked a little wonky. I was wondering how the articulation is going to be on it. It doesn't look too amazing to me. Especially when you got guys like Sentinel. You seen the Sentinel Spider-Man and all that stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. Those, the Sentinel ones, man, they've been really knocking out.
Oh, that Peter B. Parker, man. That's like, it's an amazing figure.
Yeah, I didn't grab that one, and I kind of regret it, but let's see. Yeah, whatever, Brandon. You get over it. This is all to help you out, buddy.
You're a good dude, brother.
Hate on me later.
But yeah, man, there's so much crazy stuff out there. Oh, that's true. Toy Addict said she looks great. Nothing a paint job can't fix.
That's true. And And I mean, hey, we all got ones that like we like that other people are like that's stupid, or that
Yeah, you
terrible.
can't knock it. It's in the eye of the beholder. Whoever it is what it is.
I mean, I got stuff that there's stuff out there that I know people love that I'm like, take it or leave it. And then I have things that I know, other people are like, oh, that's not great. That I think, yeah, this is pretty cool to me.
Are you into like retro stuff? Like a lot of the older figures, do you go back and try to pick some of those off?
Only sometimes if it's something that like I really, really like or something like that. It's got to be like really good because like anymore, like most of the time, I don't so much collect as much as like try to get figures that I think will look cool to photograph.
Okay.
So, like there's. If I were to go off of like just collecting, like I'd have the whole G.I. Joe line, the whole thing. I mean, I had every G.I. Joe you could name of back in the day, when they first came out.
And Classify's killing it right now.
And Classify's killing it, So like I just grabbed like a couple that are, like, man, that Storm Shadow, that thing was, I had to have that. And
that was a must for sure.
I've got a couple of Snake Eyes and stuff like that. And
who was it that just went on pre-order? Was it Big Ben? I missed out on all those.
There was a bunch that they that's the other thing Hasbro's been doing. They've been flooding stuff out where I'm just like, I didn't even know that figure came out. And it was like a month ago, it went on pre-order and it's already sold out, And
yeah.
You just can't keep up with some of this stuff anymore.
The only good thing I noticed though with Hasbro is that the stores have been picking up a lot of these figures now, so they're not as hard to get.
Oh, okay.
And I think Rakondo's on sale for $11 right now.
Oh, really?
Tiger Force Rakondo.
Yeah.
I think Target had him for, I believe it was Target. He's like $11 right now.
Jeez. Yeah. It's I almost have to do all my shopping online. I don't even have enough time to go to the store.
Same here, man. Same here. I have like zero time to even go out.
Yeah. So it's if I can get it, off of Hasbro Pulse or whoever else, Big Bad, is those are probably the two that I buy through the most.
For sure.
And thank God for Big Bad, man. That they've been really good every time I bought stuff with them. I know sometimes it takes them a little longer to get stuff than other places were.
Yeah.
But, all my stuff's always showed up nice.
They have everything too, man. They got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's just easier to get stuff. They don't super jack up their prices.
And you got the pile of loot feature too. You guys could
that pile of loot's great, man. Because like you're like, oh, okay, just throw it in there, and then when I'm ready for like one big box, which is way more fun to get than a box with two figures,
Yeah.
I love getting my big box with like 15 of them. You're just like, woo, it's Christmas, man. Like I forgot I ordered this,
Let me tell you, man, it's always fun to get boxes in the mail, especially when you forget what you ordered.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh man.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I pre-ordered that last year,
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Big Bad. I just started working with them recently, so I have a link with them. If anybody's interested, I'm gonna drop a shameless plug. You guys can head over to my Instagram on my bio. I got a link up.
Good. All right, we'll do. All right, hey, we should probably go over our photos, man.
Mm-hmm. I was just about to say that.
Sorry, guys, that we talked so long and missed all that.
Pick plug. There we go. Yeah, guys. Listen, man. I want to give a shout out to everybody that gave us this platform. Thor, Green Geek, Blitz. You guys, man. The things you guys do in this community and with all your shows on Lazy Boys on Sundays and all that stuff, it's really awesome. And you guys, it makes a big deal when you're having a bad day and you got these shows coming up and you could just sit there and laugh and hang out. It's really cool. So shout out to you guys.
Really appreciate you guys for all that you do, honestly, man. And so many of you guys, like just a little support, man, that you guys give out and stuff. I don't always have enough time to like everybody's photo or give great comments. And it's not that I don't like them. I do. I think everybody's stuff's amazing. And I feel guilty half the time that I don't give enough praise to everybody. But know that I do support you, man, and all that you do.
For sure. And if I don't see stuff, tag me, man. I love to see everybody's work.
Mm-hmm.
That algorithm is a killer, man.
Yeah,
I don't see half of anybody's stuff pop up. It's just like commercials and videos.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of times there's like somebody, guys that I like really like and follow. I won't see their stuff for a long time. I'm like, oh, maybe they're not taking photos, and then I'll find out no, they've been posting every day, but I just haven't seen them.
Yeah, I gotta like manually go in there and start looking around.
All right, you go first, bro.
All right, so I picked, I believe it was 5 shots. So I want to give a huge shout out to Eddie and his toys. I don't want to like butcher anybody's names or anything because I'm a little like I go blank sometimes. So he's a good friend and he's in a lot of the chats. And man, this picture blew me away. I don't have the blob yet. I slept on this figure. I don't know what happened that I didn't get him, but it was really cool to see this shot with the X-Men and the way he got Colossus all beat up like that. I love X-Men. When it comes to like X-Men and Spider-Man, those are like my 2 go-tos. And this is classic, man.
Eddie does such amazing stuff every single time.
For sure.
I mean, his scene setups are just always phenomenal.
And he makes his own dials too.
And again, it's just
incredible
ridiculous talent out there, man.
Yeah, so huge shout out to him. I really love the lighting on this. Even like if you look at the top left corner, like the splash of green and
splash of green, it's just great, man. The way just the whole composition, the layout, like so much going on, but at the same time, it's not confusing,
And the angle, I love angles, and that's such a cool angle. So yeah, definitely check him out. He does like amazing work, like every day.
Yep.
He's posting every day.
Just go to his page. You're just going to be amazed. It's just great.
Hell yeah. That's like, shout out to you, bro. So yeah, I believe we had, I don't know if I picked this one or this was Brandon's pick. I'm not 100% sure, but I was looking at this and this is amazing. This video game, I don't know if you played this game. I don't want to say the name because I'm going to butcher it. But this figure is amazing, and I don't have this.
It looks fantastic.
And it goes to show how you could just go outside, and less is more, like just going out there with that natural lighting with the grass and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if I was just scrolling by and saw that, I wouldn't even think it was a figure, man.
Mm-hmm.
I would think, it's whether it's from, a role player or a real samurai. I mean, it's great.
Do you shoot outside?
Sometimes I have, and a couple times I've gotten really great shots, and I need to do more of it.
Oh yeah,
it's just time. Sometimes you're just like you got your spot set up where like you can work and like because sometimes I'll set up something and then I come back to it like after work and then take the photo.
Yeah. Like I'd be the one to like try to get a shot near a lake and just fall in the lake. But yeah, shout out to Life of a Gundam.
All right.
Amazing
Great work, man. Great work.
Fantastic work.
I have to check out his page.
Me too. That was amazing. Okay, this one I liked. This is different. So I picked this shot because it's just awesome. It's like the person's cooking and use this Ratatouille figure or statue or whatever it is to incorporate it into what he's doing in his daily life.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, when I saw this, when you put it forward, I was just like, that's a great shot.
Yeah. That's creative. I see like stuff like that. I don't think about these things. So when I see it, it's like, oh man, that's really cool.
Yeah. And I love like some of these guys out there that do these like random shots where they place something, in like on the bathroom counter and stuff. And they make these really cool shots. And I'm just like, I don't know how you ever come up with that. It's just, I would never think of that.
Right. It's like having the idea to use that figure opens up creativity to use your entire kitchen as a diorama.
Right. Yeah. I forgot there's one guy, he does a lot of like random stuff where he'll just have stuff on the counter, but then it doesn't even look like a counter by the time he gets done. He's not even placing it, just the way he shoots it. It'll look like a street scene and stuff like that. And I'm just like, that's amazing. And he'll have light coming in through a window, and it's just, it looks great.
It's just crazy. He's sitting on a piece of corn.
I know.
That's awesome, man. I'm sorry. I can't see his name. I need glasses. But shout out to you, man. I really enjoyed that picture, and I hope you continue to do some awesome stuff because I was really inspired by that. So cool.
Oh,
all right. So this is What Up Danger. Man, this was all like lighting for me. This diorama in the backdrop with the clock tower and this figure, it's like the figure's just hovering right over the edge of a building. I thought that was awesome.
He does
amazing stuff.
I can't. Yeah, it's funny when I first did my first fire escape dio, like, and I think I posted it. It was, he must have saw it like really quick. He was like messaging me the 2 days later. He's like, dude, what size did you use for the fire escape and the wood? And he's like, I'm at the store right now because I want to build one just like it, and so I'm like,
awesome.
We're trying to do like metric conversions and stuff back and forth. And yeah, he does phenomenal work, and one heck of a guy. I've done a few collabs and stuff with him, and he just
nice.
And I look at his stuff all the time, and he just inspires me all the time. His lighting and layout.
That's what got me, man. That lighting.
He's freaking great, man.
I struggle with lighting. That's something that's kind of a weakness for me. I'm always trying to like learn. And this just blew me away. Like the tones in there, it's like, oh man.
Yeah, he just nails it every single. And he it's always like low lighting, and he just masters it, man. He just,
like, if you look at the figure, it's not like light on. It's so subtle.
Yeah,
but so good.
Yeah, I try to do a low light thing, and it just looks like a black blot.
Yeah, the shit just doesn't work. I'll sit there with. I'll be here with one of these, like right on the toy, like, Yeah, so shout out to What Up Danger, man. That shot was absolutely killer. And that dio is insane too. Oh man. So this is I'm in a collab page with this gentleman. I believe he runs the page. And this guy, he always has so much like atmosphere and color in his shots, and it just like pops.
They always look like oil paintings.
Exactly. It's like a Frazetta oil painting.
Yeah, it's like a Frazetta and I'm blanking on the other artist's name, but yeah, they're just I don't know. His eye for color and stuff and the blending is just phenomenal.
Yeah, like that head scan, I believe, if I'm not wrong, it looks like a custom, because I don't think that giant comes with that. Right? That's a mythic.
But the body is, but not the head, right?
No, I think the head's a custom, but it's sick, man. And the way he was able to get the smoke and the fog in there, and that's like crazy because the last shot was very subtle in lighting. And if you look at this shot, it looks like there's a light right on Conan.
Yeah, it's very drastic. It's right there.
It's insane, and it's so different, but it works.
Yeah,
it works.
I don't know how he does it. It's every one of his shots. Every time I see it, I'm like, it could just be a painting. I mean, it's a painting.
It's wild, man. It's like it's simple, but it's not simple.
Yeah.
And those green tones in there the way it's like layers of green. It's not even.
And that's what I was going to say. It was like with the green, it almost shouldn't work with the figure being green and the background being green, but he makes it work.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if that's Photoshop or there's a lot of editing in that, but shout out to him, man. I gave him props the other day on this, and yeah, this blew me away. I think, look, it was so hard to pick shots.
It was,
because I could sit there and go through like 70 shots, and I could be there all day.
Yeah, I'll pick everybody's shot.
Yeah, me too.
Time, where I'm just like, yep, that one's good. Yep, that one's good. That one's,
I'm the same way. I'll just go through everybody's pictures and like them all. Like they're all amazing.
Because every time I think of like whenever I see other people's stuff, it's just like I know somebody spent time and worked on it and had an idea and stuff, and I try to appreciate that just as much as anything else. And the other awesome thing, and I'm sure you've seen is like watching other people get better.
Yeah.
Where you're seeing and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then like a couple months later, you're like, man, that's really good. And then like a couple months after that, you're like, damn.
And that just naturally happens. It just happens because you're doing it every day.
Yeah. And that's so cool that like all of us do that. And I think we don't even realize how much better we're all getting all the time, you know?
And it's crazy because I tell some people, like, you don't realize sometimes these shots, you know, we can't show the emotion over it, but it's like, man, there's times where I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. I will sit there for like 10 minutes and just look at the picture. And this was one of them. It was really cool.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. 100%.
Shout out to him, man. I really appreciated that shot. All right, so this is figure 4 photos. This is a really dear friend of mine, and this guy, he was one of the guys that really helped me in photography when I didn't know anything. And I don't even know where to start. I just like his style. He has like a really cool style, again, with lighting and just getting certain atmosphere. Like this diorama right here is not even, he's the kind of guy, he'll just put this on his table in his dining room and just have one wall. And it's all depth. He's playing with depth the entire time. So he used the table for this was, I believe, that Scarface figure from 5K that came out. So he used that, and I think that was the 3-pack Daredevil with the Build-A-Figure Kingpin. And man, I know you like Daredevil.
I love it. I mean, that's straight up Frank Miller style right there.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like the way he is so simple. The way he just has this guy staring out the window.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing is the way, I mean, there's the light coming in through the window, but everything here is dark, and then there's light right there on the lamp. Yeah. You know, where it's like that's lit up. It just,
and it's insane. Shout out to Dylan. He has kids, and I know a lot of these shots he'll do them in like 10 minutes. He'll sit on his dining room table, and if you see like what's behind this table, it's nothing. It's just a piece of cardboard, and
there's like a coffee cup and a bowl of cereal, and
it's like, oh, holy shit! I'll sit here for 2 hours trying to do a setup, and he'll put up a wall in 5 minutes, and it's like, here you go. So yeah, I think that was all balanced too. that was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, okay, I think this was one of mine.
Oh, I love this guy.
Yeah, it's a Alpha Tango 1990.
He's awesome.
Man, I just thought this shot, again, one of those ones that's like simple and then conveys like so much emotion.
Yep.
And, just the way he nailed the lighting on it. It's great. Like,
it's not easy bouncing lighting off some of these Hasbro figures either, because they got shiny or plastic.
And then again, it's just like we were talking about the one with the green. This is like that black on black.
Yep.
And just making that work, and with light. It's almost where the light's doing all the work to just make the black come to life.
He's really good at doing those portrait style close-ups too, because it's like you really get in there and see the detail, and his lighting is like on the money.
And it shouldn't work, half the time it always amazes me that, and I've been trying to like get better at doing like closer up stuff.
It's hard.
Because some of these guys they'll do the close-ups and it still doesn't look like a toy.
Yep.
And then like I'll do it and I'm like, yep, that's an action figure. It's just like,
he's super,
so I give these guys just awesome props, man. The way you can get in there and make it work and understand lighting and stuff that I'm just trying to figure out myself.
It's cool too, because it's like a picture like that makes me appreciate the figure even more.
Yeah.
Because it's like, shit, I have that toy. That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have thought of doing something like that. That's a beautiful shot.
Well done, my man. Well done. Keep them coming. Oh, I don't know if you follow Jay Boulder, man.
I think I do. And if I don't, I'm going to go do that right after.
Dude, he consistently.
Wow, there's a lot going on in here. This is really cool.
This shot setup to me was just like both cinematic and comic style.
Is that Hush Batman?
I think that's a Hush Batman. I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure because I just sold the one I had that was unopened.
Okay.
Made somebody else happy. But yeah, his work again, like he'll do some like funny stuff, and then he'll do some like super creative stuff, and then he'll do like these action scenes. He's definitely not one-sided whatsoever.
Yeah.
And his shots all the time are freaking amazing, man.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. This is really like detailed.
Yeah, I when I saw this one, I was like, man, that's awesome. That's nailing it. Like, yeah. I love like the cool action scenes.
I love like too, like the way he got the figure pose. Like it's like very dramatic, like having the shoulder down. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, no, it's like, you know, that posing, man. Some of the guys that are really, really great at the action posing, that in itself is an art form, you know.
I try doing these things, and it's funny, right? When you get that pose, and then everything just falls on the table
all the time, right? that's the behind the scenes I want to do. Is like, let me show you the 1,000th time I've had to reset this up, you know, because it just keeps falling.
Or if you have kids, like my daughter came down one day, she's like, "Oh, Daddy, what's this?" Yeah. Knocked everything down. Yeah, shout out to Jay's Boulder, man. That's insane. I could sit here and look at that shot for like an hour. Whoa, this is insane. I've never seen this.
625, man.
What?
Chick, I obviously, you know, it's Photoshop, but the way he did the Photoshop, the blending on this to make, you know, Mystique look like she's in the middle of changing.
That's insane.
And I just thought it was so good. It had such that you know, the angle, everything, it just works so well with that figure, man. As soon as I saw this shot, I was like, wow.
I wonder if that's a wrestling figure. That looks like a Stacy Keibler WWE Legends figure.
All right.
Wow, how did he do that? I don't know. Do you do Photoshop? I am like no good. I'm like a caveman.
Yeah, I'm not, man. I do like I think I have like the Photoshop Express app, you know, that I'll use for some editing.
Yeah,
but it's really like, you know, color adjustment and stuff like that.
I have an app I use called Pic Bar. It's very simple. It's free. And
yeah, you know, this stuff that these guys can do, where they can layer everything and, you know, blend different photos in and stuff. I'm amazed by, because I ain't got enough time to learn all that.
This looks like I see a lot of people doing these shots now where they'll use like monitored, like TV screens.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of looks like that, because this angle is insane too. The way he got this angle, it's like a little tilted.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought it was insanely good.
And that handcuff, that's a nice touch, man.
Yeah.
That pops. That's really cool.
The whole thing is like, everything on there I thought was just killer. The look of her head, the pose, you know, is great.
It's tough, because Mystique is one of those characters. The way she shapeshifts, it's like, how do you capture that in a picture?
Right, and he did it.
Like movie style. Like, it looks like a movie.
Yeah, it's way to go, dude. I mean, keep it coming.
That I don't know what to say about that. I'm stuttering over here.
Yeah, yeah, Century Productions. Again, another guy that, like,
I've never seen this.
Instantly does great stuff. You know, This one, just the lighting, the pose, the cutouts. You know,
Daredevil's ready to get it in.
Yeah, and it looks straight out of a comic. I mean, it's just the drawing of. I mean, it's hard to fathom that it's not a drawing, you know, or not artwork. Like, I mean, it is artwork, but that it's a fig.
And I love how it's like a comic panel.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Dude, he has like a really nice like dark tone to it with that white light hovering over it, and it just looks good.
Yeah.
It blends really nice.
All of his stuff is great. He did something, I think it was today.
How he got the figure in that pose without, like,
I don't know, man.
Because sometimes I'll use like these makeshift hangers I make. But that looks like he just free posed them right onto a diorama base.
Oh, that's what he just if you check out his page, he just redid the Daredevil cover of when Bullseye kills Elektra, that issue.
Oh, did he?
And he just recreated the whole thing and did the stack with the clear plexiglass over top of another photo and made the whole comic cover, and it's amazing.
This is so cool, because right after this show's over, I'm gonna go and watch all these pages, because it's all news. It's new.
Yeah, you know. and hopefully, other people are picking up on these guys too. Cause I mean,
there's so much talent, man. It's crazy. I live in a bubble, so it's like I'm in the chats or whatever, but it's crazy when you get out of the chats and just go into the search. There are so many photographers.
Yeah. Like I said, when I started this, I had no idea this was a thing.
Me neither.
And that it's so big.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to keep growing.
Yep. And it's cool. It's like a big family of people that are just helping each other, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I'd really like to see like what the numbers are for like toy photographers anymore, because it's got to be astronomical almost at this point.
I feel like it's getting to the point where this is blowing up, because if you look at like a lot of these toy companies, they're noticing it, and they're starting to want to work with a lot of these people now. And it's really cool to see how this is becoming. People are making enough noise. These companies are starting to take notice now.
That's cool. That's good for us.
Yep. And this picture is insane. Damn, I don't know how he got his ankle joints like that.
Oh, this another guy, Mythical Figures.
Wow. What is that? What figure is that?
I don't know, but it's awesome.
That's like a full-on custom, unless anybody in the chat knows. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I see a Mythic Legions in there. I see,
and there's also Marvel Legends.
Okay, yeah, I see the Legions Con exclusives in there.
And I think the Marvel Legends Black Knight in the background, and then I think the one on the floor, I think a Lord of the Rings figure.
Okay, wow.
And, but this guy's all of his photos, man. He uses like two.
Look at that gate.
Yeah, he'll use like maybe 2 or 3 different dios, and every scene he'll reuse them, but it looks like a different place. Like he does it so well.
And there's a light back there too, right?
Yeah, he just if you go to his page, man, he's got just a ton of cool stuff. And he knocks it out. He's got like a bunch of cool Conan pages or photos, and then he's even got some outdoor ones and stuff that he's done that look really great.
It's wild, man. How Mythic Legions are blowing up, and people are taking these crazy shots, and they're all amazing.
Yeah, I think with some of the Mythics, you almost can't take a bad photo because figures are sculpted so well that like
it's almost like cheating. Some of those figures, they're so detailed. If you just put one light,
and you're like magic, you know.
It's so true. And it's crazy. I don't think Mythic Legions are double jointed.
No.
But they're so well done, it almost doesn't need it.
Yeah, it's when I first got it, I was like, this doesn't seem to pose all that well. Yeah, I was, what I was thinking. And then I started just moving it around a little bit more. And I was like, okay, well, it doesn't really need to pose that much because it looks awesome. It's just, the sculpting on it takes offsets, what they lack in posability.
Yep.
And
but that figure he has in the middle there, I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before, but it's really cool. Either. Wow. Shout out.
Yeah.
My bad. I need glasses.
Yeah, Pat. You're right. That's what I was just saying. That Death of Elektra comic cover Century just did was phenomenal.
And Path is always killing it with his Punisher pictures.
I know, man.
He still owes me a collab. We gotta finish that.
I think that was all of them.
Was that all of them?
That was all of them.
Sweet. Man, it's wild to see how many. It's inspiring because now it's like I see some of those pictures and I'm like, man, I want to learn how to do some of that stuff.
Yeah, I know. Sure. I guess we just keep trying, just keep plugging away and keep clicking away.
So when you take real quick, I didn't really get to touch on like your style of taking pictures. So you said you use your phone, right? And you just like to freehand and just whatever you feel in the same way like I do.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel in that day.
Well, like a lot of times what I'll do is like I'll grab a fig and I'll start messing with like posing it around, right? And I'll look and go, oh, cool. I'll just like set it up. But I set them somewhere where like I'm going to walk past it like 10 times a day. And then I'll look, and maybe one time I'll walk back and I'll move it a little bit more and I'll put it back. Then I'll walk past it a couple more times. And then I start to get an idea. Like I start seeing that pose over and over. And then like an idea like starts to form,
Yeah.
And then I'll like okay, let's see if I can make that work. And then there's other times I'll just get like some random idea where I'm like, it'd be cool is if this was happening and this, and I was like, okay, how can I make that work? And then I'll just kind of go to work and try. And sometimes it's a success, and other times I'll get something completely different that I wasn't even trying for and go, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Or the times like, and I know everybody out here has had this happen where like you do something like real quick, maybe you're trying it or you were working on something else and like it was falling apart and you're just like, whatever. And you just took this shot and you're like, and whatever. And then you post it and everybody's like, dude, that's amazing. And you're like, I thought it was like terrible.
I think I'm hard on myself. That's something I'm always like, I'm not a fan of everything I do, but I really try my best. So, and I love like all the appreciation and everybody's always giving me ideas and tips and stuff. So it's like, I really enjoy like a lot of people like, man, your shot really made my day. That was really cool. And that keeps me going. Like I enjoy stuff, the community.
That's the one of the most fun things is hearing, seeing it make, somebody else go, wow, that's pretty awesome.
Exactly. Your dials. It's like like you're giving.
That's the best gift I can get, all the time is like, I can tell you like when I sent Path that dungeon one and he did the little reel of opening up and setting it up and I could hear the excitement in his voice as he's going through it. That was like the biggest
like a kid in Christmas.
Yeah, that was the biggest payment I could ever get. Like the fact that I brought somebody else some joy and he was so excited that I mean, that was awesome. I mean, that's the best feeling in the world.
It is. It really is. And the fact that as a photographer, your work inspires inspires everyone to, it's like a new painting. You can have fun. It's something new. It's new ideas, new things to do. And that's awesome, man, that you have that talent up your sleeve. You could always bust out something cool.
You too, brother. I mean, I think we all do. That's a kind of a cool thing. And what I think is really cool about this community is that so many people's talent was untapped. Like, you didn't even realize they could do these things. And then all of a sudden you're doing it, I mean, there's a ton of these guys out here that were like, they weren't into art or anything like that. Or
isn't that crazy?
And then they start doing stuff and they're amazing at it. And you're like, dude, you're an artist. And you're like, oh, I never thought I would be an artist, but if you say so,
It's true. It's true. This pandemic really brought out a lot of creativity from a lot of people.
And I just think that's awesome. I think more people don't even realize, how talented they really are, and what untapped potential they may have, and hopefully it gets people to try new things all the time. I mean, there's so many things to do and try. And like you were saying with the dials, man, keep plugging away at it, dude. Just keep trying. And
for sure. If I get free time, I definitely want to.
Yeah. And you got questions, man, hit me up. I'll tell you whatever I can,
Appreciate it, brother.
I'm not the master, but man, I'll tell you the mistakes I've made so you don't have to make them,
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's just wild too, because it's like just being on this chat and being live on YouTube. These are things I would have never thought I'd be doing. Talking to other people and just having a good time. And we all like-minded. Everybody has the passion.
Yeah.
And we just all create different things. It's really cool.
Yeah. It's, I was talking to somebody about this earlier today. Like one of the, I love like going to like the Comic Cons and stuff, just because it's one of the few places I've went to, or like, with a gathering of a lot of people, that it always is nice.
Judgment free. Everybody's there for this.
I mean, it's like, and even if like somebody bumps into you, everybody's just like, oh, I'm sorry, everybody's just friendly
and happy.
Nobody's got attitudes, it's just, and I get it that it's, it's all like-minded people, but I just think it just seems to be just a nicer community of people. It's just because there's no high anxiety with it, or super high adrenaline. It's just like happiness. It's like, it's like going to Disney World most of the time,
Minus the exclusives and all that. Having to run all these lines.
But they're just it's so cool to like so many great people getting to know and getting to experience their work, and then getting to know how the real people are and stuff like that, and seeing the faces behind the names, stuff like that.
I was about to say that it's like going to a toy show and getting to meet the people I made friends with on here.
Yeah.
And getting to toy hunt with them and just laugh, and that's a really cool experience.
Yeah, I can't. I definitely want to be able to do more of that. I'm sorry I don't jump into like some of these, that I miss a lot of these at night and stuff like that. It's just time. It's not that I don't want to be part of some of the live streams and stuff.
You do a lot, man.
It's tough.
Tough. Trust me, I know it's tough.
Yeah. And I'm old, man. I get tired. I can't stay up all night. Thor,
Mando in full effect.
Blitz.
What's going on,
What's up,
guys?
fellas?
What is going on?
It's a pleasure to be on here.
What's up, dudes?
Man, you guys killed it, bro. You fellas killed it, man.
I'm happy.
You all right?
You guys killed it. I know you guys were a bit nervous at first, but man, you guys.
I was nervous as shit.
Yeah,
man.
flowed like butter. Couldn't tell, man. Couldn't tell.
Yeah.
You guys killed it, brothers.
Once you guys start, it just keeps going, and then you just forget about every nervous moment you thought you were gonna have, and just flows, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Look, all thanks goes to you guys, and shout outs to Path, man. He's been hitting me up behind the scenes, and like, yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon.
Yeah, man.
I hope his wife is doing well.
He says he's coming along. He says potentially she get released on Friday, so that's awesome, man.
That's good news.
Good.
So
That's good. Yeah,
that's what's
absolutely.
Up. So we got to get the Trinity, you fellas, back on, man, because
I'm always down. You throw the bat signal, I'm there.
Do it. And as Toy Addict says, because he keeps Jedi Jackson. Yeah, Jedi. We're coming at you, man, because I for whatever reason I forgot that you were making those diodes.
I'm about to hit you up right after this.
So yeah, bro, you about to get smashed up.
All right, bring it on, guys.
About to get smashed up, bro, because that's like yeah.
Give me some new stuff too. Give me some challenges.
Oh.
I just need trees, man. I need trees.
Trees.
I just need trees. I need trees for my castle. I need trees.
Right.
Have you seen his castle? He made a whole castle.
Oh yeah, I'll show you quick.
He made an entire castle.
That was when I first got hooked on Mythics. I was like, yo, I need something for it.
This is true.
Yeah.
Man, that castle blew me away. He did a whole Wow.
Dude. That's killer. How big is that thing?
Oh, hold on.
The main part is 2 feet tall.
Come on.
And it's about 4.5 feet wide.
It's awesome.
Benny, you 3D printed those doors?
No, that's foam.
Oh, you did that out of foam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nuts.
The torches are 3D printed.
Okay. Yeah, you went ham on that.
This I got off of something from Dollar Tree. I forgot what it was, but
that's sick.
Yeah, that looks like a real wooden door.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah.
Oh, that's the 3D printer that almost left me blind.
Oh yeah.
You know I get a little.
Don't go around by that; he'll hurt himself.
I'll kill myself with that thing.
No, dude, that's awesome, man. Like, so you guys, like, yeah, you guys did great. Bro.
I appreciate you guys.
I don't even know, man. You guys are just like, because you're hitting what's coming. What are you looking forward to coming? What you got now? That's what we do. It's having fun and like showing off the toys and talking about them, and then hitting other people up and showing some appreciation to their shots, man. That's what this community is supposed to be about.
Word up,
man.
That's exactly what this community is supposed to be about, man. So, and that's why we were throwing out too. Like, if you got something to plug it. What's up? whatever, man. So yeah, if you're working on a diode Jedi, just hit us up, man, and we'll plug it or whatever, like
Thanks,
whatever you
buddy.
need, man. Like get it going, man.
That new
The
diode.
same thing when you ran, like when you said, "Oh, I'm doing a shameless plug." No, that's what the Pic Bar is made for.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
it's
should be
for.
doing that.
So
Exactly.
we can plug people.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother.
So you guys, yeah, man, love it, man.
I was like a schoolgirl this week.
What? I was gonna say, because we always like to throw in something off the wall. Who's going to see John Wick? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So
Yeah,
that's this weekend.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
This weekend, man.
I gotta see Shazam too. I haven't seen that.
It was good. It was fun. It was fun. It was. I mean,
I didn't even know it was out.
Yeah, man. For all of DC's faults, like that, you can tell that they care a little bit. That they do care. Oh, what's this? Hold on. Oh, that's your. Hold on.
Dude, he
I
just
have my
did that.
glasses on
You
tonight,
did that
so I'm
shot.
weird.
It's Shinron.
That's
Shenron.
It's in a Coca-Cola bottle, Shinron.
How's his articulation?
Yeah,
he's actually pretty good. I mean, like he got nice thigh swivel and ankles, tail.
Wow.
Wait.
I took apart the tail.
So he came with the figure too?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, he's dope, but I wish Liu Kang would have came with the arcade fatality instead. I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna get that someday soon.
Yeah, they'll probably put another.
They're so random, right? They're so random with what they put out.
That's true.
I mean, he's the first one to come with his animality, so
that's true.
I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, it would make no sense to do any other ones with animality because the most famous one is his with the dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't think I want Scorpion with a penguin. But I mean, it was a dope idea, but I think when they announced Liu Kang, it should have came with his arcade cabinet fatality. I mean, that's iconic.
Yeah.
Who's
well,
next?
to me, more iconic than the dragon.
Someone else is shipping soon, right?
Yeah, Kano.
Oh, nice.
Kano. Then Night Wolf is up for pre-order, and right after Night Wolf is Cabal and Shiva.
Oh, really? They're gonna do her too?
Yeah, she's already done. They already showed her painted, but I think I think she's up for pre-order after Cabal.
Okay.
And if it's not Cabal after Night Wolf, then it's her first, then Cabal.
Like I told Jedi, I keep my eyes closed to this.
I need them all. I
mean, you said
I'm gonna live in a tree, bro. I'm ready to live in the yard.
Y'all said it earlier. It's the golden age, man. There's so many third parties. All these. It's like you literally can cherry pick just what you feel you want. That you want to shoot. And
you guys opened the gateway to that, man. I didn't know anything about that stuff till I started seeing all you guys with 5K this, 5K that.
Right.
Like,
I just got these guys. I just got these guys. They're amazing, bro.
Oh,
is that the Animal Kingdom thing?
They're amazing.
You like them?
That's dope.
Yeah, I think
they're my top 10 easily, man. They're top 10. They're all the way. They're next level.
How big are those? Are they like 7-inch?
Yeah, they're like. Hold up. Here's like Snake Eyes, and here they are.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're good.
That's not bad.
But they're big animals, so they should be big.
Yeah, it works.
They come with shields and stuff.
Well, they come with like all kinds of crazy accessories.
Oh, nice.
Like really highly detailed. They're fully painted accessories.
Nice.
Everybody's been talking about these toys.
Guys are nice, man. Like his sword has all kinds of battle damage on it. Let me get it closer.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
It's got battle damage and everything, man. Nice. And they move like butter. Like their articulation it's super smooth.
There goes another rabbit hole.
And they're heavy. They're not.
I can't do it.
They feel the same as a build. They're like
I can't do it.
Well, I like them because they can blend. They can go with my Mythic Legions. They can go with Conan or something. They can go with a bunch of different
They look like
guys,
Thundercats too.
It's a rabbit hole. Yeah, and they could go with that. Yeah, it's a rabbit hole, man. That's the difference. Is that
I've been in too many rabbit holes.
Oh,
I can't afford to go into another.
Right.
You guys got the All-Star sets, right?
I got the horses.
I only got the ones that I didn't go all in because remember I only do skeletons, knights, and vampires. Right. But I got the horse.
How do you guys like them?
I love it, night,
bro. I was pissed.
Because these new figures look dope, man. These new ones, they're starting to like kick it up a notch.
So, the skeleton fig that I got from the All-Star Wave, he looks amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
So, the shield, the peg for the shield, because you know how they do the separate piece for the handle?
Yeah.
Was bigger than the hole on the handle. So, when I popped it in, the handle cracked right in the middle.
Oh.
You probably can't even see it, but
let's see.
I know it's there, and it fucking bothers me.
Send them an email, man. They'll replace that.
You got it yet?
I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you'd be able to.
You know, Alithia came with those extra arms. I broke one, and I emailed them, and they, you know the girl, the vampire that goes on the horse.
Yeah.
I snapped one of her arms that plugged to her back by accident. I didn't heat it up, and it snapped. They sent me a whole nother piece.
Oh, nice.
But his sword is dope too.
Oh wow!
Let's see. Hold on. Let me slowly.
Damn! Look at the paint job.
Wow, that detail
is
crazy.
It comes rusted, but it feels rusted.
It feels rusted.
Wow.
See, like that's
you can see the texture too.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I gotta get
so
that.
Good.
Wow.
And then I got what's his name? Duban.
Huh?
The guy
that's the guy with the beard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, he looks
dope. You guys should be proud of me. I'm gonna save him for Sunday.
Nice, thank you.
Are you gonna go to? Well, we got ToyCon, man. They're gonna be there.
I won't go. I can't go, man. I won't be able to go. Yeah, I was
if you need anything, I'll be there.
So
yeah, man.
These guys fit on the Mythic horse perfectly.
Jeez, man, you're killing me right now.
Look at that. It's perfect. So it's Planet of the Apes.
Oh, that's the new horse.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the Mythic one.
Oh, that's the brand new one. Shit, man. What's different?
Boris or how do you pronounce it, Blitz? Boris? The horse?
Boris or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Right. You can't. I mean, the thing is in all fairness, Jedi was right. Jedi Jack was right. Like, you don't with Marvel Legends. The one thing you can say is that I rarely have a broken figure, right?
That's true.
But at the same time, when they're coming out with these other figures, like, you can't really go wrong. Like, I don't think like any line you kind of go down, you could really find some enjoyment in it. You know, it's like it just comes to being nice to your wallet, deciding how nice you want to be to your wallet, because you're really not going to be disappointed too much in any line, man. Particularly when I would say that like Mezco and the other guys are kind of higher tier in a sense, their price value. But when you look at NECA or Mythic or these guys that I got from Spiro Toys, like they're in that mid-level, and any collection of those, you can't go wrong because you're not going too crazy, overboard paying for them, but they're also sturdy. Because like Mythics, it would take a lot though to jack Mythics up. So Blitz, how many Mythics have you had where you've ever had a problem? Like maybe that one,
maybe one, and
that's
I fixed it.
Of all the ones that he's got, so it's got a good track record,
and I got quite a few now.
it's the fact that Mythics are very communicative with their fan base.
Yeah,
like you can reach out to them; they'll talk. They make it
down to earth, man.
Right, and so it's and the same thing with NECA. I mean, that's Toy Addict's bread and butter.
Oh yeah,
you really can't go wrong with them for the price point. It's like good. So we truly are in a golden age because there's so much out here that you can just dive into if you want it. You don't have to You don't have to follow everything.
And Jedi mentioned those Savage Crucible guys. I don't know, man. Those
I can't wait to see what they look like because
they're looking crazy, man.
They do, and they're like Mythic Legions because you can change them up, switch it up, put that guy in that. So
and they have dwarves, and I'm dying for some dwarves.
Oh yeah, to put with the other ones. All right, yeah, and their price point's good too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they got the stuff they got planned for even their future waves. I was watching a podcast they did a week or so ago. They got like big old werewolves coming.
Yes.
Really?
Battle dogs and all kinds of just crazy stuff.
That's so good. That's so good. It's a good, like I said, you as a collector can literally veer off into your own path with your own, collection of like stuff that you want to build your world building around. That's what's so beautiful about it nowadays. You don't have just one choice at all. Like it's nice. It's really nice. It's a good place to be, man. It's really good.
You get what you like.
Raven says the werewolves got him excited. I had no idea they were coming out.
I didn't know there was werewolves.
What the hell, man? Okay.
I gotta go check that out.
Yeah, I gotta check that out too. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they had those sea creatures, man. Those look really cool.
Yes. NECA's like air to me. I need it. And Rabbit's Den. I can't give up on him either.
You guys hit the haulathon?
I didn't get any because there was nothing. There was more turtles.
Nothing for me.
No. Damn, those turtles killed me, man. That's like $600 worth of turtles.
Yeah. If I see the pack with the little baby ones out in the store, I'll get them.
That seems like the one everybody.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing the cartoon line.
Right. Oh yeah, that's Alice in Wonderland.
These are my jam.
Dude, the Super 7 turtles are on sale. I saw Entertainment Earth has Raph, I think for $23.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the only one I'm missing is Mikey.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna pick. I found him on Big Bad. I'm gonna pick him up tomorrow.
There you go.
They look good, man.
Yeah, it's just that nostalgia figure because.
He has a nice paint job.
Yep, and look at the detail on the shell.
Oh, sick.
That's dope.
And like his shell has scratches and scuff marks on it.
Yeah,
like it's just like you were saying earlier, like the articulation isn't the best. Single joints. But yeah, this just hits all the nostalgia factor for me.
That's right.
Yep.
That's the big thing.
I agree.
Yeah, that's the big thing, man. So yeah, it's good.
They got that Thunder Tank, man. I'm trying not to think about it.
Are you considering it?
I was. And that shit got shot down real quick.
That's massive.
It's $500, man.
Because then plus it's huge too. So it's like
shit is bigger than my castle.
I don't have space for this. It's gonna sit on the floor. I don't have space for this thing.
That's exactly why I rethought about the McFarlane Batwing or the big one, because it's like I would literally have to hang that from the ceiling, and I live in California, bro. I ain't hanging. We have earthquakes. I ain't hanging that.
That thing was big, but they got the Spin Masters version I saw that you could.
Yes.
I might just get that. It was a lot cheaper.
I'm thinking about it too, because it's only $39, and it's you can mod it. I already saw a YouTube for the guy who modded it and put 2 seats in it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And you can then put your 6-inch figures in it. So.
They had the RC car too with that nice base.
Yes. But, yeah. But I mean, it's so beautiful that we live now that you can actually just go, okay, I don't collect all that line, but if I want a Batmobile at a reasonable price, I can just go buy that. It's crazy that you can do that now. Like it used to be just like very tunnel vision. You only get what they offer to you.
Yeah.
But now you can literally dive into it's like, do you want really highly detailed 1/18 scales? You can go get some Joy Toys. Do you really want something that's got the cloth goods. You can go get Mezco. It's like so many choices. It's awesome.
It's too much.
It is too much.
It's a lot.
But that's what I think allows you
it makes
to
it
do
fun.
cherry picking. You can do cherry picking. Just grab exactly what you want and leave the rest of it on the shelf, as they say. But so, do you have a lot of the Thundercats that would make you feel enticed to get the? Okay,
I just have the one.
Oh well, yeah, you don't need the Thunder Tank, man.
That's how how it is. I got that one thing. I said I need that Thunder Tank now. I got nobody else, but I need that.
Right, then you got to collect the whole line. So you don't want it.
Yeah, I got the side eye. I said, all right, you win.
Yeah. And that's why I think Mythics is so successful is because they've got those categories of different creatures. So if you just collect skeletons, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about the rest of them. You just collect it. Yeah, it's dope to having that.
They're gonna hit us with a dragon, man. I could feel it coming soon.
Yeah. You think they would Christmas, have to. Like Christmas?
I don't know.
An announcement? Yeah. We spoke about this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
They already because they already announced all 4 horsemen.
Right.
Oh, you're right.
So like, what do you do after your 4 horsemen are released? I mean, Toxus is coming now, and then Necro, whatever his fucking name is next year. But he's
That's
already
the skeleton,
been shown,
right? The horse.
Right, yeah, with the skeleton horse. Yeah. So it's like the 4 horsemen, which is the main theme of Mythos.
Yes.
The legendary 4 horsemen are already announced. So what do you do after to keep people interested in Mythics? You give us a fucking dragon.
Yeah, that'd be nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Full scale.
I'd be in on that.
I wonder if they do a Kickstarter for it.
They won't need to, because if they sell trolls for what they sell them for, the dragon is just going to be probably slightly bigger than the troll.
Yeah, that's what I would.
What do their trolls go for?
What is it? 120?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's still not bad.
That's still.
But their trolls are fucking dope. They come. I mean, if I had the space, I would have been gotten trolls, but I don't want to hear my wife yell at me. So
they just sent the head packs too.
Hold on, let's see it. Hold it up.
They messed up and didn't send the extra head packs, so they sent it for free with the chains and they added in the head that came with it. So you basically got another free.
I get 2 of them. Oh yeah, nice.
So it was pretty cool. I thought
that's cool.
They look out, man. Those guys are great.
And the weapons they come with are massive.
Yeah.
Right. Huh. So if they're 120, so Dragon's probably what 250 maybe if it's
not even. I think maybe maybe like
180.
You might be right because there was a time when we were all thinking that hell, McFarlane, the Batmobile is going to be 100. I mean, of course it's $60, and it looks more $60, but it's still the fact that it's $60. You can't beat that. Like, it's still affordable. So it's. I think a company like Mythic is smart enough to know. 4 Horsemen is smart enough to know that they're going to get more sales if they make it reasonable. They'll sell it off the shelf if they make it reasonable.
They got a crazy fan base.
$500 Ghost Rider car.
Exactly. They're not gonna make a dumb mistake like that. They'll make it accessible.
I mean, like the dragon that comes with Liu Kang. If they did it the same height as the dragon and added the wings and maybe a little more weight to it, you probably are looking maybe like at 180.
Wow.
Yeah.
My thing is what they do. My thing is I want them to be as realistic as they are with their mythic line. Yeah. Like there's no 2 same characters. Even their Legion builders come with different parts that you can make them not look the same.
That's true.
So for me, if you're gonna release dragons, I want different colors and different sizes.
Right.
I could see them doing that, like at least like 4 different dragons. And having them, of course, being I'm sure like you could have swappable wings and stuff.
Right.
So you can paint them up however you wanted and everything.
That's right.
I want a fucking skeleton dragon.
Skeleton. But they did the horse. You never know.
They did the horse, so
I'm pretty sure they'll do it though. They said
I wouldn't put it past them.
I'm
They
just
were
thinking
told
about
the horse
Skyrim
couldn't be
shots I could
done.
do.
It'd be dope. You could get somebody to ride the dragon, put like a seat on him.
Necromonic, whatever his name is,
You
Necromonic.
have another request, real quick, Blitz.
Oh,
That's cool, man. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's sick.
And was it that much more for him with the dragon included?
he was
On the
180.
standard? Yeah. That's not that far off from the standard price.
Oh, you know what's dope now? I mean, it's not a big deal, but for me, it was a big deal. Storm actually switched the pegs on the hands to the style of Mafex now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's much easier to swap the arms and not worry about the little clamp piece getting loose on the insides. But he's dope. He doesn't, he really doesn't articulate here.
Right.
But he does turn.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
bigger than I thought.
Fig. He comes with a whole other fig. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good value. That's a good value, actually. That's real good.
I'm just mad I can't put him back in the box because I like to display my my Storm collection.
Oh.
Like he comes in like 4 different fucking pieces, and then you got to put them together.
He's like he breaks down like Jedi's diamonds. Like he breaks them down into pieces. That's wow. But that's still impressive for not being that much more costing, and it comes with something that large. That's
when it first got announced for the price, I was a little iffy because I'm like, damn, 180. And I thought the dragon was going to be much smaller, but the dragon is pretty tall.
You got your money's worth. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it always should be, And I think there's a lot of toy manufacturers out there now, particularly with all the third parties, that they're getting that, and they are trying to give value to people and give them people opportunity to collect, because it kind of goes back to what Jedi was saying earlier. He doesn't want to make dials that people can't afford to buy. What's the point?
Yeah, it's true.
What's the point?
I mean, this stuff's supposed to be fun, not just break us. And I want to see somebody like, I'd much rather like I said, make $5 on a dio and have somebody use it for 100 photos and man, have a good time with it. That's payment for me.
That's right.
So
yeah, it's always whenever people are conscientious of people being working class, we're not like none of us are like celebrities collecting action. If action figure collection was only celebrities, then I guess we'd just live vicariously. But we're all normal people working jobs, so it's in the interest of that manufacturer to take that into consideration when they're making the product. It's the Walmart way of making money. Walmart is massive because they make things affordable. They sell more than less.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes, man. But other than that, man, again, thank you, fellas, man.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Y'all killed it, bro. Y'all did.
Really appreciate it and would love to be back, man.
Hey, look.
Definitely.
That's on y'all. The calendar is pretty much open. We just want people to come. Hey, the calendar is open. And Blitz will break it down here in a couple moments, but the calendar is open. So whenever people want to do it, just let us know, and it's here for them to do so.
Maybe next time we could get Path in here. We'll redo it.
We want him on. We want him to get in there so y'all can do the Trinity, man. It's it's fun like that, But it's this forum is purposely, we designed it for it to be this way. It just took us a while to get there, but now we are getting people coming in and treating this place as it's theirs, and they're coming in and doing their things and talking about stuff and plugging things and doing stuff. It's doing exactly what we would hoped it would have done when we started. So,
hell yeah, man! You guys made my week.
This is so fun, man.
Gracious.
And shout out to you guys and to Toy Addict. I got the giveaway.
Oh,
nice.
Let's see here. Hold up.
The
Let's see
cable.
this.
Mm.
Hold him up. Hold on. Let me slow you up.
He got that.
Gucci.
Is that the Gucci?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Is he dope?
He
I've
got,
heard decent stuff about him. Is he dope?
Mm-hmm.
I have Gambit, and Gambit was a nightmare. This one is amazing.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
This gun
Okay.
it's like 3 different guns that you could take apart.
What?
Oh shit.
And you could plug them to his back.
Oh, okay. It's got the ports.
Or you could just have him and build the giant cannon. Or you could take these guns off.
Wow.
Nice.
So yeah, it was awesome, man.
Man, that cable.
Really cool.
I've been eyeing that cable for a long time, but I just didn't know if he, because Gucci's can be weird. They're really, he
This
looks
one-
the closest to being.
He felt more
manageable.
like an action figure, so it was a
Okay.
little easier.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Because Mesco's cable looks he's tiny.
He's really small, right?
Yeah, he's like the tiniest. He's like, I'm Cable.
Yeah,
Like
this
Matt
one-
Damon. I'm Matt Damon.
Damon.
So,
Matt motherfucking Damon.
no, that's dope, dude.
Thank you.
Because I own a couple of the Gucci's, but I've never bought a superhero one. I have the My Hero Academias and the Ninja Turtles, but I've never bought a superhero one because
You got the
always looked
turtles?
a little weird. Yeah.
Oh man, those are grails.
I got those like randomly back in the day, and I didn't think much about it. But
Yeah,
now they're
they were
"Oh,
everywhere.
turtles."
Those things are gone now.
Yeah, they're outrageous for no reason. But yeah. He said, all high Joes are weird. What? All high Joes?
All GI Joes. Does he mean GI Joes?
I don't know what to all high Joes are weird. Yeah.
Listen, that
Gucci.
Falcon, man.
Yeah. Okay.
That Falcon head scan gotta go, but
Wow, that Falcon is good.
that looks like
Actually, one of my homies that has a page, he does customizing and head sculpts and stuff. I'm actually having him working on a project. Hopefully, it turns out well. Because he's going to announce it for everybody.
nice.
He's going to have some head sculpts for people that are straight from. They'll be like, he's going to make them in between the cartoon and the comic book, so they'll be kind of in the
sweet.
middle. And they'll swap right on. They won't even be like the head sculpts you have to have blue tack. They're actually gonna just pop right onto your peg and
cool.
do what you do. So he's working on it and waiting on him to get it together. The only thing he has to do is he's waiting to get his Falcon so he can design the head to pop right on exactly the Falcon.
Man, that head looked like the Team America.
It did. This was Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
America.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Thanks, Raven, for joining us.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, brother. And by the way, Raven is going to be Friday. Raven's Eye Studio. So it's going to be some people Friday. But Blitz, if you want to break it down, we'll break it down.
Yeah, man. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
What's up, AC?
Yo.
So, I'm just pulling up something. All right. So real quick, thank you guys for hosting the show. You guys did an amazing job.
Killed it
from beginning to end. I actually was fucking around and finally hooked up YouTube to my big TV.
Nice.
Guys on the big screen. I sent it to the guys. I was like the Pic Bar on the big screen.
Yes.
So it was dope just kicking back, actually sitting down on my couch, being lazy, watching you guys. You guys did amazing. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely got to come back, bring Path with y'all, and y'all can host the show again.
Do
Definitely
it.
open door policy. And to everybody in the chat, you guys can do the exact same thing that these two gentlemen just did.
Yes.
Host a Pic Bar, appreciate the community, talk about their passion, and have fun doing it. That is what it's about. Have fun. If you're not having fun, and we say this all the time, I don't know what the hell y'all doing.
Right.
Like have fun. Have fun with this amazing hobby, because that is what it started out as. It was a hobby. Then you started collecting. Then you went into photography or more collecting. And look where we are now, doing shows about our passion in toys, because that's what it's about. Yep, and having fun. So if you guys want to be a host on the Pic Bar, let us know. Grab a couple buddies. You guys can come on, do what these two gentlemen did, appreciate the community, and just have fun and be yourselves and enjoy it. But if you feel the Pic Bar is a little too much for you guys to, jump out and start first, we also have Lazy Boys. You could jump on, be a guest with us. It's the kickback spot. We just chill, talk toys, open toys, talk shit, have fun, and just be lazy. I mean, that's what the show is for, Lazy Boys. But definitely, you guys can reach out to us. We'll definitely have you guys on. So Friday, we're not doing Friday night feats. However, we are having another group of gentlemen run a Pic Bar show.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have, I'm not going to say all four names because I don't have the list with me, but I know one of them is Raven's Eye, Vector Shots. I forgot the other two gentlemen. Forgive me, please.
Yeah.
But it's Global Defenders of Plastic. Those are four members of the Global Defenders of Plastic. And I love that too. Yeah. I love that. Like, people have their own, like, group names. That shit is amazing. I love it.
Rowdy Boys, Global Defenders. It's just good stuff, man.
I'm gonna make a group.
Yeah, you guys gotta make it.
Man, you gotta
Hell yeah, it's gonna be called the Rabbit Hole.
Rabbit Hole.
It made me lose my train of thought. I was gonna say who we have on Sunday for Lazy Boys. So this Sunday, joining us, Vico San will be our guest on Lazy Boys.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to miss it. He's excited as these two gentlemen were to join to do Pic Bar. He's gonna be doing Lazy Boys. So don't want to miss it. 8 p.m. Eastern, live on.
Hell yeah.
Am I forgetting anything? I know I'm forgetting a lot of shit.
Right. Oh well, just make sure you guys like if you got something to plug, Blitz will tell you how to plug it.
Oh yes. So if you guys got something you got going on in the community, something that you may want to do, whether it be a live, maybe you want to host an event, and you want to get it out there, just reach out to us. We'll put it in the Pic Plug video and try to get you as much reach as possible from our end. We don't want anything in return. We're just trying to help spread the word, especially if you're trying to do something positive. So if you guys want to try to do your own hashtag, let us know. We'll promote it for you, just so you guys can get more traction.
We got a couple people doing contests and giveaways that we're going to be throwing up too. So that's what the Pic Plug's for.
Sweet.
For example, I know Toy Addict is going to be joining Kushimama on her show. What is it? Sector.
The Collector Sector.
Collector Sector.
Yeah. He did the show
on the
with
26th.
Her, right? Oh, that didn't.
No, that was Raven.
No, that was Raven.
Yeah, Raven was on yesterday.
Okay.
Yep. And then, like, Unworthy has his blog for Unworthy AF.
Yes.
Toy Addict has Black and Wednesdays, which today was another phenomenal day for Black and Wednesdays with a splash of green. Next Wednesday is the last day.
I need to get up.
Yeah, it's the last one for the month of March, and then he's going to take a little break. He's going to go into hibernation.
Whipper.
But yeah, so the turnout today for everybody's Black and Wednesday shots was amazing, and I know more being posted. So we can't wait to see our photos next week as well. Shout out to Toy Addict for doing what he does and just putting on an amazing hashtag for everybody to participate in. And again, if you guys have something you want to plug, let us know. We'll put it in the Pic Plug and put it out there for everybody. We're just trying to help spread the word on what you guys want to do. I mean, we were once in a place where we were trying to promote the Pic Bar as much as possible, and then we started promoting Lazy Boys, and people were doing for us. So this is our way of also doing for everybody. We just want to help whatever it is you guys are trying to do or wherever you're trying to get in the community. As long as it's positive, we will be more than happy to help.
Yes.
There we go.
With that being said, what happened?
Nice. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Too kind. Yeah. But yes, thank you guys again. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Jedi, I'm definitely hitting you up because I need some damn trees. It was funny because before we jump off, Toy Addict FaceTimed me. So we were on the phone and we were talking. He was like, "That's the dude that did my trees. Yo, you got to get trees from him." I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna hit him up for some trees because I don't want to do it myself."
I got you. I got you.
Good.
Jedi, thank you, man. It was an honor to meet you.
Yeah.
You too, brother. Pleasure.
Yeah, y'all did great.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Thank you guys
definitely
so much.
do it again.
Hell yeah.
With that being said, the bar is officially closed. Good
Peace.
night.
You heard
Thank
the
you,
man.
everybody.
Good night, fellas. Good night, everyone. Peace.
Hey, y'all.